I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcasted like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be, what's good? Welcome to a special edition of the Knicks Morning Drive. I'm your man's Uncle Freezie. So let's get this thing started how we usually rock the spot. Here we go. 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 Blue tears, orange tears, orange tears. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Good morning. Good morning. What's good? What's good? And yes, your man's is eating healthy. I know y'all can't tell, but that's sliced cucumbers. What's good? Where he get that energy from? Fruits and veggies. Bam! Let's go. Let's go. Blue tears, orange tears, orange tears. Bam! Let's go. Let's go. All right. All right. Throw your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. And if you got some loot and a stick of juicy fruit, somebody say, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's go. I want to begin the joint by quoting the great American poet, Grand Poobah, when he says, now a lot of people think that this is as easy as it looks. Books and books and rhyme concepts and hooks. Session to session to get thoughts manifesting, stressing and stressing to hit the world with a blessing. Bim! Let's go. Good job, Grand Poobah. Good job. Throw your hands in the air and wave them like you just don't care. And if you got some loot and a stick of juicy fruit, somebody say, oh yeah. And Punch Night says, and now scream. Y'all been there. Let's go. Let's go. Yo, so let me first say welcome to a special edition of the Knicks Morning Drive. I'm holding down the spot of Anthony D in old school Knicks. Anthony D couldn't make it. So We won't have old school Knicks today. But what we'll do is we'll do a KMD hangout. How about that? A Knicks Morning Drive hangout. A Knicks Morning Drive hangout with me and you and the crew. Me, you, and the crew. We'll hang out, for a little while, about an hour and a half or so, right? Just what I'm saying, occupy this spot, talk some Knicks, what I'm saying, chop it up. You feel me? So I don't know if I got to tip it up, but tip off, but let me do this. Let me do this. Let me quote the great American poet Prodigy. Prodigy said, "There's a war going on outside no man is safe from. You can run, but you can't hide forever from these streets that we done took. You walk around with your head down, scared to look. You shook, because there's no such thing as halfway crooks." Give it up for Prodigy, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Prodigy, because Prodigy will forever SHINE. The rhyme attracts me like the moon attracts the sea. Another quote by Prodigy, ladies and gentlemen. All right. The Knicks blew a game in Portland last night. Was it frustrating? Yes. Was it frustrating? Yes. That's all I'm going to say about that. That is my tip-off. Right. I'm going to throw this link in the chat. Bim. So we can all hang out. Julian Blum is in the building. Canal Bond Lawyer is in the building. Let's go. Nick Yak is in the building. D is Ballin is in the place to be. Who was it? Danny 7, Denny's Mind, Pudge Nice, Delano Steele Jr. is in the building. What's good? DSJ, the original R&B singer sensation himself. What's good? Jamie Peralta. Fabian Williams is in the building. What's good? KBL says, "This was a needed loss. You people think we are a playoff team and we suck. Tank squad." That's what he says. Salute to the mods this morning. Bim, bim, bim. Pudge Nice, I see you. Craig Wright says, "Freezie, can you come clean now and say that Coach Lou and Nurse is better than Tibbs?" No. I'll tell you what I will do, though. Because, listen, I'm not going to force my opinion on anybody else, and neither am I going to acquiesce to what other people think. I am my own person, and I surround myself with people that think for themselves, right? If they are minion-like and just are lint. You ever seen lint float in the air? You walk around and lint just try to gravitate to you because of gravity. I don't do that. I have my own opinion, right? And I am going to surround my people that think for themselves. And if they don't, then they can't be here. Y'all know how we are. Y'all know this. I say this all the time. Yo, who's this backstage? I got somebody backstage on short notice. Somebody backstage on short notice. I ain't even send out the bat signal or nothing, really. Oops. D is balling. D is balling.
Hey man, this is usually my chill out day, but you know what happened last night. You know I gotta come up here. You know I gotta tell y'all some things, man.
Fire.
Gotta tell y'all some things.
Yes.
Oh man. So
This
you know,
is water, by the way, everybody. It's a big cup. It's just water.
So you know, we talked a bit yesterday,
Yeah.
and you want to tell everybody what you chalked it up to, the collapse, or you want to dig a little bit deeper into it, or you know, you want to keep it in the vest? What you want to do with it?
Yo, anything that we talk about here that I share with the people, I'll be wanting to get beyond surface level stuff and dig deeper into stuff. You know how it is, because everybody it seemed like everybody on the internet did a Knicks post game show and talked about basic stuff.
Yeah.
Right. So what I'd like to do is dig deeper, get deeper into everything.
That's good. Good to hear. So so what was your thoughts last night?
It was strange because when I saw Portland roll out that lineup, because with League Pass, of course, I had to watch the Portland broadcast.
Right. Which is a good thing. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So shout out to Subliminal 209, co-host of Knicks After Party on Blawrence Tiz Tuesday and Thursday nights at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He was at the game. He sent some pictures, some photos and such.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right, because he's out in Oregon, Portland, right?
Yeah, he's in Portland. Yeah. So
okay.
he was cheering for the Knicks so loud. The usher came to him and told him that he had to quiet down.
He told him to shut the F up.
Yeah. Serious. He sent me. I got the text message. He said, "Yo, they just came over here and told me that I had to be quiet because they doing the TV broadcast and they can hear me just as loud as the announcers or something crazy." So shout out to Subliminal 209 and shout out to the Portland Trailblazers golf crowd in attendance last night at the game. 3 Knicks fans are louder than 5,000 Portland fans spread out all over the arena.
Ain't that something?
Yeah.
Ain't that something?
Yeah. So shout out to Subliminal 209. I don't know if he's watching or not. It's kind of early on the West Coast, but you know. So last night's game, I saw the lineup, and I couldn't believe what I was watching. So I saw Nurkic, Winslow, Josh Hart, Ellerby, and Simons, right? And I was like, this team right here could earn you the #1 pick in the draft. This starting lineup, earn it too. And I don't mean have the 4th best record and they get lucky with the ping pong balls. No, I'm talking about Josh Hart is your go-to guy. Justice Winslow, CJ Ellerby. CJ Ellerby looked like he could be one of our cousins. You know what I'm saying? Like CJ Ellerby, what?
You know, I was really thinking when I saw him playing, I was like, you know, he has good defensive energy and everything, but I just don't see how offensively he's in this league, yo.
I don't see how offensively. He's not smooth at all offensively. Like his runners are hard. like, bro, so.
But he's weird. Like his feet are weird. His ball handle's weird. I was like, how is he even in this league? Let alone the starter
But he
lineup.
bring energy though.
Yeah. Very good motor.
Yeah, I saw the lineup, and then I saw they you know how they do the I'm overexcited for the home lineup, and then you know what I'm saying they do the funeral procession for the other team starting lineup.
Yeah.
So they were like, now starting for the New York Knicks, Kemba, Evan, and it's you know they're just saying just real quick trying to get. So
no
I was
emotion,
like,
no nothing.
Yeah. So I was like, yo, we gonna run these cats off the floor. But then at tip off, the energy was weird.
12-0.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, we legit are about to get blown off the floor.
It was looking scary at first.
Yeah, it was looking very, very scary, bro. These are the type of games during the season, these Orlando Magic type games that the Knicks always are like, well, we'll let them go on a run, then we'll beat them half to death. They'll fold because they tanking, and we'll just go ahead and take this dub. That's the energy that I felt like the Knicks came out here with.
Yeah.
Right? Like, we'll let them show off in front of their home crowd, then we'll beat them up for 2 or 3 quarters, and then they'll fold. But this kid, Anthony Simons, bruh, he has been developed. And
wait, what's that word again? Say that word again.
What?
It starts with a D. You just said it. Wait, D poetic? Downgrade?
Rocks the spot. No, well down. No.
Wait, what was it?
Let's just get back to Anthony Simons because he has been developed, bro.
Oh, developed.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. You remember
that dirty, nasty word.
He came into a league as a point guard that couldn't point, right? But he could score in certain situations, right? And now he may be their point guard of the future.
You think?
It's weird how these things work, right? If you're patient and let guys develop.
And not even being patient. It just develop them the right way. Sometimes some are faster than others.
Right.
So it's just giving them a proper timeline.
Right. Because he was basically their fourth guard for 2 seasons at least, where I think they had a rotation of Dame, CJ, Trent, and Simons, right? So he was basically their fourth guard, and they just allowed him to get comfortable on the NBA floor, find his spots, get in the weight room and get stronger, right? Get in the weight room and get stronger, and learn the NBA game. And so now he is ready, right?
But you see, it's a little bit different because he was forced to play behind Dame, and you can't really blame Portland because Dame is he's a top guard in this league. So I think it was a thing where I think Simons could have been doing this a year or 2 ago, to be honest with you. But because he was behind Dame, it was a simple thing of him waiting his turn, because he showed glimpses of this throughout the years.
Right. They young players, they always show flashes of what they can be.
He's 22. Right? Oh my gosh.
And listen, and here's the thing. So he's 22, and Portland has their lead guard of the future, right? Right. So let's talk about these Knicks. No, I'm just joking. But
but this is a great point we're hitting on here.
Yeah. So the dude can he can get anywhere he wants on the floor with or without a screen, right? He can get anywhere he wants with or without a screen, which most guards in the NBA can't do. We're in a screen. We're in the screen era. I don't know if people notice or not, but we just left from the ISO era, right, and transitioned into the screen era, right. So when you watch basketball, as a fan, Andre Bryant was good. Danielle was good. Keyshawn is in the building, right? Listen, so So we went from the systems era to the ISO era, and now we are in the very early stages of the screen era, right? And I know y'all probably think I'm making something up, but no, this is
No,
not made up stuff.
you're correct, and I actually think it's a little bit more than earlier. We've been there like 4 or 5 years,
About 4 or 5,
6 years, something like that.
And the reason why I say that is because these
Mhm.
eras last so long, right? And then you don't know when somebody's going to innovate and come up with something different. You know what I'm saying? So, man, these cucumbers are good as hell, bro.
Hell yeah, they are.
What'd you eat for breakfast?
Honestly, I had elderberry tea and an apple.
What?
Sure.
Did you buy the elderberry tea already made, or you make that stuff?
No. Because I mean, you can't find elderberry plants around here, so you got to get it online.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I asked, because when I go in the store, I don't see stuff like that.
Right, exactly. You got to go online for that.
Okay.
Because the farmer markets around here be trash.
Around here they be decent, but they have the stuff that they have is great, bro. But the selection is limited.
Correct.
You feel me? So like the cucumbers, tomatoes, all that stuff, man, it be fantastic, bro. Top notch. But the selection is limited. You feel me?
I'm with it.
Yeah, so anyway.
Simons.
Not just Simons though. So you saw Portland roll out a guy named Greg Brown III. You saw Portland roll out a guy named CJ Ellerby. You saw Portland roll out
Trenton Watford.
Trendon Watford. Yep. Trendon Watford and Anthony Edwards. Did you? So you didn't hear the story. So Portland told the story. The announcers told the story of Trendon Watford. He did an interview with Anthony Edwards. They both from Georgia, I guess.
Okay.
And Trendon Watford was interviewing Anthony Edwards, and he asked Anthony Edwards. He said, "Ant-Man, who, in your opinion, is the toughest basketball player to guard, and who do you think is going to be a bona fide superstar?" And Anthony Edwards said, without hesitation, Cam Reddish.
Wow.
When I heard the story, I was like, whoa! And for those that think I'm just embellishing, go watch the Portland broadcast. If you have League Pass, it happened in the beginning of the first quarter. Go watch the Portland broadcast. That's my reference. Go watch the Portland broadcast, and you'll hear the announcers tell that story about Trendon Watford interviewing Ant-Man and asking him who's the best basketball player that he played against, and listen to the name that he says.
Yeah. Interesting.
You know, Eric Siriero was good. Yep. Hey, and Andre Bryant, said Cam Reddish was the best player he faced in high school. Bam, there it is.
Yep.
There it is, bro. There it is. Portland ran some stuff yesterday, and
they ran some good action yesterday, bro.
And you know what? And then they ran offensively. They ran some stuff, and defensively they ran some stuff that frustrated the Knicks. And it wasn't that the
Can
Knicks
I note one that they did in the first quarter? They were actually running remnants of a flex offense, right? Not remnants, but like they were running pieces of a flex offense, and they were just using Simons to cut from the corner against Kemba. And he got a dope shot 3 times out of it. I don't know why they stopped going to it personally, but it goes to show you that, these coaches know what they're doing, and they do run all these different types of offenses at different times of the game. But you have to know what the offenses are and how they're detailed in order for them to be executed correctly. So,
right. And it also means that you have to watch NBA games and not just depend on the box score in analytics, right? Because
you got to bring them both.
Yep. Because all shots are not made the same. Like every stat you see is just not the same. You feel me? Like if you didn't watch the game yesterday, you wouldn't know. If you didn't watch the game yesterday, you wouldn't know that Portland ran a semi 1-3-1 trap 3-quarter yesterday against Kemba to get the ball out of Kemba's hands to force the Knicks secondary playmakers to initiate offense.
Yeah, that's true.
They wasn't aggressive in it. They just gave the look. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? Like, we're gonna do this. And so Kemba saw it, like Kemba was like, God dog it. And he give up the ball and they go getting.
But just on the flex offense, real quick, that's how I would tell Tibbs how to use Obi.
Okay.
Imagine Obi being in that spot against a smaller wing,
right? And
him cutting hard like that. He would get a lot of good opportunities from that action. But you know, our coach doesn't think like that, unfortunately.
Right. Yeah. So man, it took me 4 hours to watch the game yesterday because we had a big lead, right? And I messed around and I ate lunch, like not lunch, I guess it was like a dinner type thing. And I dozed off and I woke up and the Knicks were losing. I was like, what? So I watched the end of that and then had to go back and watch the whole thing all over again to see what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, you know. So for one, we can't keep blaming Randall for everything. Okay. Yesterday was on Tibbs, Evan Fournier, and youngsters that didn't do nothing off the bench. Right? And not just Cam got hurt and Mitch got hurt, but
I was gonna say Cam was looking good until the
Yeah. So but he still didn't play McBride though, which was frustrating.
Right, because you could have put him on Simons.
And why not?
Yeah, why not? Because I mean, Simons was going. I mean, and you know what's beautiful about Simons too? Like you can't rush him. He's 22 years old, and you can't rush him and his pace. He plays at his pace. He plays at his speed. He had 8 assists yesterday and 2 turnovers. And I thought the Knicks, for the most part, did a decent job on him in the first half. Right. And it's like he never seemed like he was sped up. He never felt like he was off balance.
Right.
So, but I'm going to tell you about this reason. These are 2 big things that I saw, and I wanted to watch the fourth quarter again because I just wanted to make sure whether Tibbs was lying or not again. And I have to start doing this. And this is something I should have done earlier. I got to catch Tibbs whenever he's lying because Tibbs, I think, is a pathological liar. And I'll show you proof.
Okay.
In his press conference yesterday, right, he mentioned that he took Sims out because it wasn't working. That's what he said. I looked at the tape. Sims was playing fantastic defense. The reason why nothing was going on offensively was because Tibbs, most of the fourth quarter, ran his usual ISO ball. Right. And it was between Randall and it was between Kemba at the beginning.
Right.
Okay? So what is Sims supposed to do if you're running ISO? And especially if he goes ahead and flash cuts to the rim real quick, ain't nobody going to see him anyway.
Or make the pass. They can't make the pass even if they see it.
So they took Sims out the game, right? Now Tibbs wants to go to a small lineup with Nurkic on the court.
With Taj.
You can't. No. Taj wasn't in the game.
Wait a minute.
They ran a lineup.
Which quarter are you talking about?
Fourth.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Right. He runs a small ball lineup. They grab 2 offensive rebounds. Ben McLemore hits a 3. And Anthony Simons gets to the rim no problem because Julius Randle put absolutely no resistance on the coverage on the piano. Now you want to go small.
Yeah.
When you've had opportunities throughout this whole damn season to go small and experiment with these small lineups, because just in case you wanted to try something, it could work a little bit better because the guys are used to the sets and the action and who's like the ball is going to be in whose hand and stuff like that. Okay. What did I tell you about Sims? Spot minutes. There's nothing wrong with giving him spot minutes so then he could be better prepared for these scenarios. So now, and I'm trying to help Tibbs here because now inside his deluded head, he doesn't think something's going wrong when really nothing's going wrong, and he has such a short, snappy leash on him.
Right.
Right? Now you're more comfortable if you give him spot minutes at certain points of the game, which requires it.
Right.
So how many games we've seen this year where we're like, why is Taj on the court?
Right.
Not just because of a bias, just because of a basketball sense. There's no reason for Taj to be playing against, oh man, what's that brother's name from New Orleans? Jackson Hayes.
Right.
There's no need.
Right.
There's no need for him to be on the court when they're playing against PJ Washington.
Right.
But now with Uric, because you panic, right? What's that saying? He's panicking. He's panicking, right? Because that happens to Tibbs. He panicked. And now he wants to go small ball.
Right.
And he scores 6 points and get 2 offensive rebounds off that. Then he goes back to Taj. And then Murder, She Wrote, right? Now, here's another thing he lied about. Why didn't Grimes get the ball in the fourth quarter, Tom Thibodeau? Did you hear the press conference?
Wait. You talking about a scorching hot Quentin Grimes?
That's right. You talk about hot volcanic lava.
Yeah.
Quentin Grimes. Oh, he plays defense.
3 or 4 in the fourth quarter from 3. Right?
Mm-hmm.
3 or 4. And playing
and he plays defense.
Guys. And he's playing against young guys, right?
That's right. Right? Perfect, right? Mm-mm. His excuse. No, my bad. His lie in the press conference. They were doubling, and basically Grimes was on the weak side of the double teams, and we just couldn't get him the ball. That is a bold-faced lie. I saw the action you were running in the fourth quarter. You were isoing most of the time. There was no damn ball movement. And then when you did have some action, it was between Alec Burke, Evan Fournier, and Julius Randle.
Right.
So I'm just going to start doing this after every game.
Right.
I'm going to tell y'all he lies. And I caught him mad times, but I just didn't think of, quoting him verbatim.
Because the simple thing, wouldn't the simple thing would just be to run floppy and run a pin down for Grimes? That's simple, bro. You already, your bigs are already down, so all you have them do is just screen for a shooter.
You could run flare screens.
Right.
You could run dribble handoffs.
Right.
Yo, Grimes is a great cutter.
Right.
I'll tell you, Grimes knows when to cut. Once he sees that defender head go like this, he's out.
Right.
But you think anybody on the team can catch him? Exactly.
No, they ain't great.
So I don't want to hear this about that. Grimes, he's just a shooter. No. He has more to his game, but we can't see it because of how the offense is set up, right? And how the roles are set up, and how we have guys on this team that have been playing backcourt positions for their whole lives, but can't catch cutters, can't throw post entry passes, right? Can't ball reverse correctly. It's ridiculous.
Right. And here's the kicker though. Can't manipulate their defender so that they can get these passes off. You know what I'm saying? Like
Here comes these clowns. You see, I'm tired of these clowns. You're lying. There was ball movement. It just never got to Grimes. Stop it. I just saw the fourth quarter, bro. There was a couple of possessions that were running some action. And if you were listening correctly, I just stated it was between Evan, Julius, Kemba, and Burks. So Kemba went in the first half of the fourth quarter, and it was Burks in the second half of the fourth quarter. But most of the time, it was ISO. There was no action being ran. So if he's saying that there's double teams being implemented, that's a lie because Portland was switching.
Right.
They didn't have to double team. They were switching.
Right.
So just go ahead and look at the fourth quarter again, best of worst.
Well, let me ask you this. Have you ever seen a defensive strategy where a team switched and double teamed at the same time? No,
Yes.
I
have.
I don't see it. I don't see it often enough because when you switch, you usually switch your best defender onto the guy. That's the reason why you switch in the first place. If you don't switch, you bring the double team because you have a weaker defender and you want to make sure that that offensive player does not have the advantage. Now, maybe teams do that. I don't advise it, right? Because if you switch, Think about this. Think about this. If you switch, and I'm going to use the extreme example, right? If Paxson is guarding RJ Barrett and they switch Scottie Pippen onto RJ Barrett, why would they need to double team RJ Barrett when Scottie Pippen is there? You feel me? That's what I'm saying. For those, I'm using an extreme example, y'all, just so that y'all can follow what I'm saying. Right. Right. So yeah. So even if they do, it's in extreme cases, but in extreme cases can't be the example or the case study for a basic defensive assignment, is what I'm getting at.
Here's another one too. And now Tibbs didn't say this in the press conference. This is just something I noticed. So Portland decided to run exclusively the PNR with Simons and Nurkic.
Right.
So if you notice, because Tibbs is just such a defensive genius, right? Instead of having Randall on the weak side help on the roll, right? Oh, and Nurkic did a good job of dumping the basketball to cutters too. Right. But instead of having Randall there, right? So Randall was playing Justin Winslow.
Right.
And Evan was playing against Ben McLemore. You know, Tibbs chose every time for Evan Fournier to come down on the weak side instead of Julius Randle. That makes no sense. Because one, you're leaving a better shooter out there. And two, Evan Fournier can't defend anybody on the perimeter, on the bench, on the plane, on the bus, in the paint, right. Nowhere.
Right.
He's shooting 1 of 10 from 3. Why is he even in this basketball game? He played 30-something minutes yesterday, bro.
Right.
You can't make this shit up. I'm sorry for cursing. You can't make this crap up. 36 minutes.
It's crazy.
1 to 13, 1 to 10 from 3, and did Jack Diddley.
Right.
And 3 turnovers, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. That's wonderful. 2 steals. That's great. 18.5. That's funny. We just having a conversation about that yesterday. Right. About was he worth that contract? Well, I believe he was because come on, bro.
Hey, I'm a rib Andy in just a little bit because of what he said yesterday. It's always like karma. Every time you say something, then things just backfire. But Andy said, yo, when Euros, if they not hitting, they'll stop shooting. and then Evan Fournier come out like, I'll prove you right, Andy. And he go 1 for 13. So, but shout out to Andy. Shout out to Ron, still Knicks fan, for having a dope show yesterday. Yeah, this whole thing, the I ain't gonna lie, has me frustrated, in a sense, right? Because, okay, when I saw the Knicks, so I stated something yesterday. And I think what happens is every time people hear something, I think they take the text in, but don't think about the context, like where it's coming from. So Tibbs got outcoached by Chauncey Billups yesterday. Whatever.
You think so?
Mm-hmm. I know I'm saying the obvious, bro. I know I'm saying the obvious. But you know, sometimes you gotta say the obvious so people can follow. You know what I'm saying? So here's the thing. Tibbs got outcoached yesterday. I ain't worried. They lost yesterday. I couldn't believe it. It was an unbelievable loss. But so I stated yesterday that there is a possibility for the Knicks to make the play-in. Oh, well, let me ask you this. You want to talk more about Portland? I want to talk more about the Portland Trail Blazers roster.
I wanted to get into more about Knick fantasy world and stuff like that. But if you want to go Portland first, we got time for that.
So Portland, yeah, because I'm a rock for probably about an hour and a half or some change.
Yeah.
So, but a couple things. I saw Greg Brown III yesterday play for Portland, and I saw Trendon Watford. Right. So they have young bouncy. Well, I ain't gonna say bouncy in the case of Watford because I don't know if he is that. But I saw Greg Brown play, right? And for those that don't know, Greg Brown was a big from the University of Texas.
Yeah.
Guess,
super raw, and he's still raw.
Right. Guess who else has a big from Texas that played with Greg Brown that's super raw and is still raw?
I think he's more ready than he is. Well, he's also a 4-year player too.
Yeah.
But you talk about Jericho Sims.
Jericho Sims.
Mm.
Jericho Sims. I saw Chauncey go on talking to Greg Brown, like, "Hey, big fella, do such and such and such." And the kid put his head down, and Chauncey would tap him like, "Hey, what you putting your head down for?" You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
I see Tibbs yo-yo Obi Toppin in and out and didn't even talk to him. Tibbs, what are you doing? Tibbs, what are you doing? Old school, you can't do it. Old school, you can't communicate. It's not 2002. You can't talk to these kids like you did in 2002. These kids are different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. In your opinion, what is the baseline difference between Anthony Simons and Emmanuel Quickly?
Everything.
Everything.
I
Right?
mean, do you want to be honest? Like everything.
No, I want you to be completely honest, and I want to start from the beginning. Right. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. To me, the baseline difference between Anthony Simons and Emmanuel Quickly is Portland seems like they're investing in their young kids in a way where it's more like a daycare.
Freezie, send the invite out. Sorry.
I did that already.
You did? Yeah, send that invite out.
That's how you got here.
No, you're so right. But because
okay.
Guys want to call me lying and stuff like that. That's cool, bro. Let's jump on.
All right.
Let's show me how I'm lying. Because everybody saw the game and everybody knows there was no damn ball movement and there was stagnant fourth quarter offense again.
Okay. Let me stay on this thing though, Simon.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna stay on the young core thing just real quick.
Of course.
Right. So Simons looks like the organization held his hand and walked him through the early stages of development. Right? Coach, practice starts at 8. Coach likes for you to be here at 6:45 to get taped up and all that stuff and talk to the assistant coaches before practice start, right? Just because practice starts at 8 don't mean you have to get in the facility at 8. You got to be here and be prepared. You got to be a professional. Come in, get taped up, get dressed, go over the stuff from last night, and then practice starts at small things that people on the outside looking in won't notice. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It looks like Portland did that, right? The Knicks, on the other hand, our young players look shook. Like if you make one mistake, coach gonna snatch you out, and you're not guaranteed to get back in the game.
Right.
Right. Your benefit is do good stuff, and your punishment is if you do bad stuff, you're getting snatched. Right. That's what that is, right? That's what it looks like to me. Portland, on the other hand, looks like, hey, if you recognize you made a mistake, come holler at me and ask a question like, what'd you do wrong? And if you don't, I'm gonna come see you and tell you what you did wrong. Right. And for those that think that you can't coddle kids, I'm gonna tell confidence is everything in development. Confidence is everything in development. Well, maybe not everything, but very important in development.
Yeah.
Right. It's what takes a guy like.
Good point, Freezie.
I'm trying to think of.
I like where you're going here.
I'm trying to think of an example where a guy didn't get drafted high, a guy that, he didn't get drafted high, and was invested in. People put confidence in him, and he became Sabonis. Sabonis out of Gonzaga was not a high pick. People knew he was going to be a player, right? But he was not a high lottery pick. But he was confident, right? Obi Toppin, on the other hand, is a player with all some skills, zero confidence, and you can tell. You can tell when Obi steps on the court that he's not a confident player. Right? Anthony Simons looks like a guy that went to an organization that knows how to groom guards.
And you know that already. With Dame, with CJ.
And these dudes didn't go to big schools, bro.
No, they did not.
Dame went to Weber State. CJ went to Lehigh. Right? Anthony Simons went to IMG Academy. Right? This is not, notice I didn't say Kentucky or Duke or UConn or Texas or North Carolina, right? What I'm saying is what I'm saying is this. Portland seems to be embracing the yo.
I got a party going on.
Yo, can you hear me? Ron, what's good?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Okay, good. Yo, because I have to check, man. My headphones don't be working with blowing tears sometimes, but they're working today, baby. Let's go.
Let's get it.
Bam.
Yo, great show. Great show today, by the way, man. Great show.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Continue. I don't want to break you from your stride, man. It seems like you was going somewhere. I don't want to stop you with your thoughts.
So here's what I'm talking about. Confidence and development in young people is key. And when you do anything outside of that, you basically break your eggs before they get home, to quote Chuck Allen.
That's a great quote.
Right. So here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. You notice they have a kid named CJ Ellaby, right? Decent athlete, bunch of energy. You don't know what he's going to be yet, but you know he's going to be something. I personally project him to go down this road of a Dylan Brooks type player. I'm not saying that he is going to be Dylan Brooks. Right. But what I am saying is Portland is grooming an energetic wing to be a do-it-all guy and defender. Is he that yet? No. Will he be that in a year or two based on how they currently develop guys and put guys in situations to succeed? DSJ is in the building.
Salute. Hey, remember Friday night? I said I did not want to get killed by CJ Ellaby. New York Knicks, you have let me down.
You have again.
Thank you.
Again.
You know what?
Tank for Ivy.
Oh well. Yeah.
Wow.
I just wanted to say
we would have to lose every single game to even possibly be in that sweepstakes. He's going number 1 or 2.
I don't even think with the Knicks' luck we would be anywhere close to. The Knicks would have to figure out some crazy thing. Listen, we'll trade you Julius and another pick just to move up to that spot to get them, and they still may.
Right. No doubt. And Ron, I'm glad you're here. So first of all, I love your content, bro. You are definitely a rising star, chief rocker in this game. Just wanted to say that. And I know I probably say that all the time, and it probably alienates other people that do other joints and all that stuff. I'm just going to say, get over yourself. Allow somebody else to get a compliment and be happy for them. Right? But I'm glad you're here because I got a topic that I want to talk to you about. I'm going to save it. Are you going to be here for a while?
Yeah, I should be here chopping it up. I'm just here like DSJ alluded to, kind of cleaning stuff up and getting stuff ready to relax and watch the Super Bowl later. So I'm here.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah,
Okay,
salute to you, Ron.
you cleaning up to have a party?
You know what I mean? No, not really. Just
Okay.
yeah, a party over here. What's bubbling, pimping? No, not really.
Yeah, man. Hey, and be poetic. I want you to jump in on this scenario too, because listen, for the last year and some change or so since we've been doing a Knicks Morning Drive, I've been telling people we can't keep talking about the same subjects over and over and over again. It gets redundant and to me, frankly, boring. Right? Like remember last year the topic was Alfred Payton can't shoot. Remember that? Oh, Alfred Payton can't shoot. Alfred Payton can't shoot. Bro, we know Alfred Payton can't shoot, but he can't. Bro, we know that already. But we need to do something because, bro, we know that. We understand. So in order to avoid the Julius Randle body language, Tom Thibodeau should be fired thing, I have a scenario that I want to pose to y'all, but I want to stay on right now the development thing. I think our kids look shaken half to death because they're being developed by a tyrant, right? And they don't have the confidence to go out and play freely, like use their natural skill.
To hear it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Me? You're good now. I think it was DSJ. It's all right.
Okay. So they don't have the confidence to go play with their natural skills and things.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Now, it's important that we understand that you don't let 7-year-olds drive your car. I understand that part, right? I understand that part. So you got to groom them and lead them up to certain events. I get that part, right? But at some point, though, you have to let these kids play and learn on the job, right?
Mm-hmm.
My stance is, and it has been for a while, that most of the young cores in the NBA right now don't impress me, and I think the Knicks somehow have accumulated young talent that's comparable to every young core in the league. Am I saying they're better? No.
You're saying they can hang with them?
Yes. Right. Yes. Because even if you look at Minnesota's young core.
Mm-hmm.
They have a crown gem in Anthony Edwards, right?
Yeah.
But aside from Anthony Edwards, does the rest of their young core impress you? Does Jared Vanderbilt blow you away? Jaden McDaniels, does he blow you away with upside? No. In my opinion, you can grab another one. Now, down the road, will they be players? Yeah, they're going to be players, right? Of course they're going to be players, right? But would you trade, take out Anthony Edwards and then take out RJ Barrett out of our young core? Would you trade our young core for their young core? Hell no. Hell no. Because right now, Quentin Grimes is better than any young guard that they have on their roster. Right? Would you trade Obi Toppin for Jared Vanderbilt or Jalen or the McDaniel brother?
I might.
Yeah.
I might.
Yeah. But that's because of development, not because of the physical talent, right?
Could be.
Right.
Younger, more energetic, longer. McDaniels can handle the ball.
More confident.
So I'm just saying, as far as Obi, yeah, I would do something like that, considering what I've seen.
Yeah. So, but the point I'm getting at is Tibbs. I know you like to watch the show, right? You're gonna have to be easy, big fella, on these young kids. Easy. Tighten, loosen your grip on the kids and let them rock. Easy, big fella. You know what I'm saying? Calm down. You don't always have to talk to them with your teeth clenched up. You know what I'm saying? With your eyebrows knitted. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to do, you know what I'm saying? You can let Obi go out there and you can let Obi go out there and play and make 4 or 5 mistakes, bro. You can do that. Because at the end of the day, you could get Obi back in the film room and look, Obi, why was your hips facing this way and the ball over here? Now you got to turn all the way around. You out of position. And Obi was like, but I saw such and such. And you're like, nah, Obi, nah. You can do that. So,
yeah, you got to talk and communicate.
Right.
I think that's where you're getting at here.
Right. But look, I'm not just saying talk and communicate in general. Notice I said in a one-on-one by themselves, showing him what he can do. You don't have to scream at him in front of everybody, bro. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I want to what's y'all thoughts on our development compared to everybody else?
Let's go to what DSJ and Ron first.
Okay, DSJ, what you think?
What development?
You want to elaborate a little further, sir?
Do I need to? I mean, the evidence is everywhere else but with the Knicks organization. I mean, you want to say, okay, well, Emmanuel Quickly's playing better defense, I guess. I think the problem is, and me and you've talked about this already, the problem is the development of these young athletes aren't coming from the coaching staff. It's not coming from the organization. It's coming from them hiring individual talent in regards to right. Okay. And also the fact that those same skills trainers are training other people in the NBA. So how much time are you really dedicated to this one person? Maybe 1 or 2 hours. Here's a time slot where you could get somebody in the organization to dedicate more time, just specifically to you for this one specific day. So right now that's really the problem. So again, the two words I use to describe our development. What development?
Oh,
got you. Beautiful. Ron, what you think about that?
DSJ stole my thunder. What development?
Right.
But you know what? I will say, I think, and the way I'm saying this is because I had a long talk this past evening with my boy from Feet Sports, the Prophet, because he is really big on a lot of these college players. I used to go back and forth with him all the time because he be sipping the Kool-Aid. He always tells me, yo, you got to watch this kid. When he comes in the league, he's going to be the next best thing. You'll see. Yeah, he's better than LeBron at this point. Not that real, but he just really loves these young kids. And so years back, he told me about this guy named Anthony Simons. And I said, I don't know, dude. He looked good. He got some skills, but he looked a little raw to me. And then, he came into the league and I didn't really see him doing anything too special, but I knew he had the talent, but he didn't seem like he had the confidence and the aggressiveness for the NBA game yet. Mm-hmm. Right. And then I started to think about, more about who he's playing behind, CJ McCollum and Damian Lillard. Mm-hmm. Now, after being behind these guys for so many years, watching how they prepare for games, watching, the daggers that Damian has, that confidence to shoot from anywhere on the court, no matter what is going on, no matter who's guarding him. And then you start to look at how Anthony Simons plays now. This year has been like a coming out, a little bit of last year, but this year really is like a coming out party for him. And especially that Dame's not there. He is basically mimicking Dame. He He is cold-blooded, and they were saying it last night, but you could see it. Like,
Right.
well, it goes back to not only just the people, the right people in place to develop the talent, but it also matters. Like, some of these guys have been fortunate to play behind superstars and watch how these guys take their games to the next level, what they do to prepare. And I think Anthony Simons is one of those that has benefited from both the coaching development and who's in front of him. Whereas some other guys don't have that luxury. We definitely haven't had that on the Knicks. And we already said that our development team is not that great. So I think that all plays into it. What I would say is I don't think we're that far off. I still do think that D had a really good point in the past that we still probably need a couple more pieces, or definitely another piece that can come in and really understand and push that development on our young kids. I think we have some decent pieces, but this stuff takes time.
I'm confused. I'm confused, Ron. So
you're confused because I'm saying that we might have some good development coaches, but we're not seeing the development. Is that what you're saying?
I'm confused about which piece. Can you give me an example of a piece?
I think that Kenny Payne, I'm not saying he's the developmental coach, but I think he's a very good big man coach. And I think he's worked with certain people that have excelled in the league. Now, we may not see that currently on our team because there's other fundamental factors that we're, noticing that aren't in place. So I think here's the thing. Kenny Payne is someone who kind of takes you to a higher level, but you already have to have certain principles in place unless he's working with you exclusively, which I don't think he is.
Right.
And I don't know. I think the problem with this Knicks team has been so dysfunctional, and certain guys have been here prior to Kenny Payne, like Mitchell Robinson, who may have not been getting the right tutelage prior to him. And some of that stuff is what really kind of retards our situation. That's why we don't get the proper growth, because we haven't had the right people in place prior to this point. Under the Phil Jackson regime, I don't think he had the right development staff. So some of these guys haven't been growing the way they should. Because you can say what you want about Phil Jackson being smart basketball mind, but no one ever said that he developed certain guys to a certain way. He knew how to get the best out of guys if they already had that talent, a la the Scottie Pippens, the Michael Jordans, all these other guys. He brought more out of them, but they were already physically gifted, like to the point where they're superstars. I don't know how he does with guys who aren't stars. That was the knock on Phil a long time ago. How does he do with guys who aren't already superstars? That was always the knock on him.
Right.
Hold on, Ron. Are you saying that you didn't see development from Phil Jackson on the likes of Corey Blunt?
I don't. Yeah, I can't say that I saw that. No, I'm sorry.
You didn't see it on Devin George? You remember Devin George?
Yeah, I do remember Devin George. I can't see it. I can't say that I saw it. Yeah.
You didn't see development in Andrew Bynum?
No, I can't say that I did. And you know what? And these are all proven to the point. Like Phil was, a big piece in hoping to change the regime of what the Knicks team was. He kind of was supposed to usher in the new Knicks, and we never got that. So that's why he had to get up out of here.
Right.
But if you look at, okay, let me simplify it even more. If you take it, D always brings up Mitch, for example. Mitch is a really good example of being here this is his 4th year, right? And where is Mitch really? And should Mitch have been a much better player at this point? We're starting to see some really good things from Mitch, because a lot of that has to do with his health. Because I think every time Mitch has gotten going, he gets hurt. And then he goes back to square one. Then he forgets how to play basketball again. He can't rebound the way Mitch needs consistent health. As we can see last night, you saw what happens when Mitch is not in the game, and we depend on him so much. The problem with this situation currently with the Knicks is I feel like not only you're fighting demons here. Not only do you not have maybe the proper pieces to develop some guys with the right skill set for today's game, not last couple years game. It's how people play today. Right. Then you got a coach who doesn't want to give these players the freedoms to work on the stuff that they've been developing in game. What's the point of Mitch practicing and us seeing him shoot mid-range shots? I don't care about him shooting threes, but even the mid-range shots or putting the ball between his legs and taking it to the rack, if we can't see him do it in a game, if Tibbs doesn't give him those freedoms, like what's the point?
Right.
And I'm not saying I know you're trying to change up the topic, Freezie, and get us talking about different things, but I just want to say another thing about it. I think Tibbs is going to get fired. I think in this offseason, Dolan's going to hear somebody come into his ear talking about not only that he doesn't play the kids, but he doesn't make the proper mid-game adjustments. And then you can't win with a coach that's not making the proper adjustments mid-game. I don't care what team you got going on. If your coach is not doing that, you got a problem. And that's the biggest problem for the Knicks. Forget the kids. He doesn't make the proper adjustments no matter who's on the court.
Okay.
We can't win that way. And that's why I think Dolan's going to fire him. You watch.
Okay, so
We
back
hope.
to development.
Yeah. You sound
I know, but you were talking earlier, and I just felt I
Alfred Payne can't shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yo, Alfred
Currently,
Payne
Tibbs
shoot, bro.
can't
Nah,
coach.
I got you. Nah,
and I keep saying, guys, I still want, that's gonna be, free Deuce. I still want Deuce to get the same privileges that IQ has gotten at the point guard spot. I want Deuce to get that time because I want to see what we got in Deuce. And I think if Tibbs would just open his eyes and give Deuce those shots, maybe in situations where we're dealing with dynamic guards who we can't stop on the court, maybe he'd say, okay, I've seen enough of Deuce. Now I'll be comfortable with putting Deuce out there. I don't understand why you run a guy like Burks out there playing the point guard when we know he struggles doing that. He's just not that type of guy. I would have much been happier with Deuce out there, taking his lumps. He's not going to make a great play each time, but at least we know that he has a shot to make a good play and he can make up for it on the defensive end. And which points to development. I understand that he still needs some time to learn. He's still kind of raw, but we're not doing anything right now. We are a struggling team. We're losing games that we shouldn't be losing because we don't have a proper point guard in the role to help us make good decisions, smart decisions.
It's more than that, Ron.
I mean, Tibbs not making the right adjustments and not having. See, I think if we had a competent point guard out there in the fourth quarter, we could have won that game. There's certain decisions that you want to. Julius helped us for 3 quarters, but when things got crazy and pressurized, everybody was scrambling out there. Julius didn't make the right calls or take control to make the right calls. And then you got Burks orchestrated, and Burks is just trying to get into the lane and throw up a shot, but he's not
draw
making.
fouls.
He's not making the game easier for other guys on the court. Then you got Fournier, who's never saw a shot that he couldn't take. 1 for 13. When you got quit, all you got to do is make one more pass. He would have done that on 3 different occasions. You flip the ball to Grimes. I'd rather live with Grimes missing the shot than Fournier, who's 1 for 13 shooting in the corner when he doesn't feel it. Just saying.
Well, there's 2 things about that. One, it looks tougher because we don't have anybody that can break down the defense.
Agreed.
Okay, so it's not even a point guard thing. That's an everybody thing. The wings, the shooting guard, that they can't get to the basket. That's why he likes Burks so much, because Burks has the ability to do it. It's just that Burks doesn't finish very well at the rim. Right. But that's why he draws so many fouls, because Burks knows that he can't finish well at the rim. Right. So, you got to keep that in mind when you're assessing it like that.
Right.
And also, too, one more thing, right? If you saw yesterday, right, Simons is not a guy that really gets it to the paint like that either, right? But you notice the action they were running through that PNR was shredding us in that fourth quarter. So they either didn't have a guy that could have really get to the cup like that, but they were still running action to get guys good looks and be able to do something within one dribble. You see?
Right.
And that's something that we falter at too, because our action is not creative at all. Nobody cuts. I'm saying there's no PNR. You get what I'm saying? There's no split screen action. There's nothing to move the defense around. It's a very predictable offense.
Right.
And everybody also knows it's coming.
Right. And also, just real quick, Anthony Simons may not be able to get all the way to the rim, but he has offensive game and diversity in his game going to the basket. So he is a threat the whole time he's trying to make his way to the basket. Whether it's dribble pull-ups, floaters, all these things going to the basket. So even if he can't go to the basket and dunk on your big man, he has game. Once he puts the ball on the floor, he has a diversified skill set where he can, like for instance, Kyrie Irving doesn't make it to the basket every time he take off, bro.
Duke is asking for the link.
Okay. So these guys may not have. Yo, Duke is in the building. What's good? So Simons may not be able to get to the basket every time and finish, but he's got an offensive skill set where he's a threat offensively. Like you got to guard him all the way to. Like for instance, when RJ Barrett put his head down, he's going to the basket. There is no floater in RJ Barrett's game. There is no reverse pivot. There is no
step back.
Nothing.
Right.
Nothing. As soon as he put his head down, you know what the end game is. Just ride his hip and keep your hand up on his left hand the whole time, because he's gonna try to do.
He's not confident in his ball handle in order to relocate. So when they do close him off, right, at least he could step back and maybe get into some P&R action. He could run a play, or maybe he has a counter move or something like that. He doesn't have the confidence in his ball handle yet to do that. So that makes his job a lot harder.
And guys, I know. Like I said, I'm sorry. I apologize, Freezie and D. I know we're talking about something different here, but I just wanted to. Everything I just said, even though there's all these different numerous reasons why we lost that game, to me, even if all that other stuff is not in place, even if you don't have the proper guy making the right moves in the fourth quarter to get into the paint or facilitate to keep us in the lead, the one thing could have changed, and that's why we miss Mitch and RJ at those spots. The rebounding. If we had just had guys rebounding, we could have continued to win. We could have won the game. But we didn't have anybody who could. They was killing us on the boards. They out rebounded us by 51-41. Like that was big to me. And the fact that there's no Nerlens, and you don't feel confident putting Jericho in the game in that tough time because you feel like his defense, like Nurkic was taking Jericho to the rack. Okay, fine.
But it's Nurkic.
Exactly.
Nurkic.
But
wait. Nurkic was taking who to the rack?
Sims. He said Sims.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah, he did. Earlier in the game, he did.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the fourth quarter. I'm sorry.
Oh, no. I was talking about earlier in the game. No. Earlier in the game.
He played 5 minutes.
You didn't see the snatch? Nurkic took Sims to the hole. He snatched Sims out the game.
Oh, right. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, if Tibbs doesn't see what he wants to see out of these young players early, he don't give them a shot later. And we could have used Sims out there, especially when we're getting killed. It only took a couple times for me to see them gang rebounding on us. Like, what is going on? All right, I'm done. All right, good.
Okay, so Hadouken and Sharon, welcome, brother. I hadn't seen you in a minute. It's good to have you here. How you been?
I'm doing good. I hope you guys are good too. Salute to you. Salute to everyone in the chat. Got 100 people in here, 37 likes. You got to balance that out. So make sure you smash that like button for Freezie and everyone on the panel.
Smash that like button.
This morning.
Hey, Duke, don't you come in here starting the same trouble you start on Spaces.
Oh, yeah, no, that's not gonna happen here.
Yeah. Oh. Hey, so I just want to say something real quick. Since Duke is here. Hey, JJ, listen. All I'm asking our viewers to do is critically think. So you said y'all bashing RJ when Hadouken about to come on. Y'all asking for trouble.
Who bashed RJ?
So for one,
nobody really. We were just getting analysis.
Exactly. We just pointing out a known flaw in RJ's game, right? In comparison to a guy that plays a different position. And is that comparison fair? No. But I'm saying I used it as a standard, as a control, right? So here's the thing. Y'all know that Hadouken Sharon is probably in RJ fandom probably the third strongest RJ Barrett supporter. Y'all already know who number one. Y'all already know I'm number one. right? What I'm getting at is this though. With Simons going to the basket, the diversification in his game, where he can dribble, pass, and shoot, still going to the basket and threaten the defense, is what opens up everything else in his game, and makes everybody else a threat on the floor. Because if you collapse on Simons, he has the handle and confidence to find the open player. Right? That's what I was pointing out. I didn't say RJ didn't have that in his game. But anyway,
back to development.
Yeah. Anyway, this is what I wanted to point out is this. Ron, you still here?
Yeah, I'm here.
Here's my question for you. And I have to say, make 3 or 4 statements first, and then I'll ask the question. Statement number 1, your front office sucks. Right? Statement number 2, they suck because they don't have the balls to make a major move. Right? And here's statement number 3. In order to win a championship in this league, it's paramount that you have at least 1 crown gem. Right? So here's my question to you, Ron, specifically, a hardcore Knicks fan. If you're the front office, do you ever consider a scenario where you package RJ Barrett and Julius Randle in a trade for a megastar?
You're not getting a megastar with those 2. My bad. I'll shut up. My fault. It is for Ron.
This ain't for you.
Yeah, I know. I'll shut up.
Your name ain't Ron.
I know. Sorry. It's just like, what?
We're just talking on the premise of the idea, okay? Because it doesn't mean it's going to happen, or that if these
just the idea. And no, I'm not saying that you want this to happen or I want this to happen.
Right.
Right.
It would depend on who the megastar is, because I don't think there's really a megastar out there that we could get. But I see what you're saying. Would I do it? Yes, for the right megastar, a young stud star that we know is on the rise, and like, okay, for example, I'll give you one since we could all see it. If they said, not that they would ever do that, but if they said, we'll give you for RJ Barrett and Julius Randle, Ja Morant, guess what? I'm doing it.
Done. Right. I was going to ask you if you would do it for Anthony Edwards.
No. I'd be on the fence about it. I don't know if I would. I would really have to think about that. Like you'd have to. Can I think about it and get back to you tomorrow? That it would be one of those situations. Because I will tell you one thing. This sounds crazy, maybe to a lot of people.
Would you do it for Zion?
No. But
this is for Ron. Now
hold on.
I'm dying to interject into this, bro.
This is funky. I still wouldn't do it for Anthony Edwards, but if you told me would I do it for Anthony Edwards or Donovan Mitchell, I would do it for Anthony Edwards first before I think about doing it for Donovan Mitchell. Just to put that out there. I see a lot of flaws in Donovan Mitchell's game. I know he's a star, but there's certain things about his game I don't like. That being said. Continue.
No, this is for you.
Okay.
Would you do it for Jaylen Brown?
No. That's why I say this is very particular for me. It has to be the right guy. Because
so Wright establishes criteria, right?
Well, yeah, because you know what the other thing is with Jaylen Brown is, as much as I know how gifted of a player he is, I've seen a lot of his successes happen with Tatum being on the court with him. Ja Morant, I seen Ja Morant do his thing, Ja Morant style.
Would you do it for Jason Tatum? Pears are delicious, bro.
Sheesh. Man, I might have to think about that one. I might do it for Jason Tatum.
All right. So the reason why I asked is because you said something yesterday that was brilliant, and we often don't hear points that are brilliant in the Knicks universe, right? When I asked you, I remember I asked you about the '90s team,
right?
And we had like a moment there where we established. And for those that didn't see yesterday's episodes of Know the Ledge, make sure you check out yesterday's episode on Know the Ledge on Still Knicks Fans. Ron hosted a panel. Then make sure y'all go check it out and like and subscribe to the channel. I asked a question about how he likes to win. Is it just winning or winning a certain way? And everybody in the chat, all 120 or so of y'all, have y'all's differing views about how we win. Let me bring my guy in real quick. I'm gonna bring my guy in real quick, and then
let's get Haduka's thoughts on development, because you went to a totally different direction with this.
All right, hold on. I got you. I went into that direction because I have a plan. Hold on.
What time is it?
I would like to introduce.
We need a beat.
Stephen, what's good?
Blessings to the panel. Blessings.
It's good.
To the chat.
Salute.
How y'all doing this morning?
Good.
Oh, great.
Hey, good. So I have Ron on the witness stand. I asked him, would he trade Julius Randle and RJ Barrett together for a young megastar? And he said he would only package them together for one megastar, and that's John Morant, right? Ron.
Yep.
I just want to finish up right here, and here's the thing. And we'll get back to a point, because I have a point that I want to make, and I wanted to get a hardcore Knicks fans perspective about why you would or would not do that deal. And so I had a prefabbed answer already, but just based off of what you said, I got to rethink what it is that I was saying. So here's the thing. Is there, outside of John Morant, is there another guy that you would package Julius Randle, RJ Barrett, potentially some first round picks to acquire?
Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, that's not even a question. Not even a question. I mean, we're talking Giannis, we're talking Embiid, Jokic. I mean, I don't know how old.
So let's set the ball. The young means 25 and under.
Okay. Yeah, man. I guess I'm real specific with it. I just have my own little criteria. And as much as I like a guy like Jaylen Brown, who would kind of fit the bill, I don't know what I can expect from Jaylen Brown outside of what he does with Tatum. But I know Tatum balls no matter what. He's just a different type of bucket getter to me. So I would say I would say Tatum. I would say Ja. Anthony Edwards could be that guy. That's why I said I would consider him. I'm not sure, but he's got that killer instinct that I really like, and that's why I like him over Donovan. And yeah, that's. I mean, I can't picture the young studs in the game right now, so I can't really think of who another guy might be. I also
Ron. Let's stop this. Okay. That trade, those trades are never going to happen. Number one. Number two, I'm not giving up a puppy and RJ just like that. Okay. And number three, can we just talk about development? And Freezie, if you did have a point with this, let's get to it.
Be poetic. Slow your roll. Chill out. We can talk development 365. We can talk development 365. You hijacking my thing, man. Let me have my moment.
No problem.
Right.
His head is about to explode.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
But yeah, I'm
gonna
trying
say
to
this.
figure out what you're
I'm gonna
trying
just
to
say
get
this.
to.
If we
I'm
talk
confused.
that development, it better be dope. Because if we just start to talk about criticizing Tibbs, if we start talking about just criticizing Tibbs, I'm snatching this thing off. This thing
So
better be
Freezie,
dope.
where are we going with this?
No, we're gonna talk about development right now.
No, where are we
No.
going?
We're gonna talk about development right now. We're gonna talk about development. Let's go. Let's talk about development. This thing better be dope.
You set up the topic, Freezie.
Nah. We're gonna talk about development because the thing I was getting to is we talk about the same stuff all the time. All the time. We're gonna sit here. We're gonna criticize Tibbs and his rotations. We're gonna say the Knicks don't have a development staff in place. But if we get deeper in this conversation, I will be the first to admit this is dope. But if we talk about the same recycled stuff, I'm snatching this thing off.
So Freezie,
let's go. Let's get it.
I'm on the boat with you. So where were you trying to go and putting Ron on the witness stand?
The thing about this is I want to get for Ron, this was me and Ron's thing. So the thing that I'm asking Ron is, how come we don't talk about the Knicks organization and innovation and thinking outside of the box, right? So the thing we always talk about is this. Yo, how come we don't just trade for Jalen Brunson? How we'll sign Jalen Brunson in the offseason? Is Jalen Brunson the answer to what ails your organization? No. Can he help fix it in the short term? Yes. But adding Jalen Brunson or somebody like that gonna unlock Obi Toppin, unlock Cam Reddish, make RJ Barrett better? We don't know that. That's muddy water.
Mm-hmm.
Do we want to get into muddy water? We don't know that yet. Jalen Brunson ain't here. We've seen Jalen Brunson play alongside a generational type talent, right? That's all we've seen from Jalen Brunson. His rise is alongside the rise of a generational talent, right? And so the chat will say, well, all we got to do is go get a point guard like Jalen Brunson. Really? So Jalen Brunson leaves a generational talent and comes here to play beside dudes that may be on the same level as him. Do we get the same production from a Jalen Brunson? No, right? Because Jalen Brunson hasn't proven that he can carry a franchise by himself. Now, will he have to carry the Knicks franchise by himself? Sometimes, because like you saw last night against Portland, we needed a hero and we couldn't find one, right? Here's the thing. Here's the thing. The reason why I asked Ron is because for one, I know that he'll be flat out honest with me and think about what it is that he's gonna say. He'll at least be honest with me, like we won't pull punches, right? The thing is, Ron, the reason why I asked you that is because if we keep adding C+ level, B- level guys, where are we going really? Are we at a point now where we need to hit the panic button, go get a guy that's a franchise changer? Is Julius Randle a franchise changer, in your opinion, Ron?
No.
Right now, on RJ Barrett's current path, do you think RJ Barrett is going to be a franchise changer? Just him by himself. Is he a franchise changer?
That's a tough one to ask me, Freezie, because I keep telling you guys.
Because that's your heartstring, right?
And I keep saying by the time RJ's 23, he's going to be a star in the league. I still feel that. So it's tough. But I hear you.
But is he a Chris Middleton star or a Giannis star?
He's a Chris Middleton star. Yeah.
That's the question. That's the question I'm asking.
Yeah.
Right? Could Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday win an NBA title by themselves without Giannis?
Never.
Right. That's why I'm asking the question. That's why instead of kicking the can down the road, you know what I'm saying? And like, yo, in 3 years, this is the thing that we'll be at. Right. I believe in development. Right. I do believe in development. I believe in scouting first and development. But I also believe that in this league, you have to have a star, a mega star. You have to have one. Right. Man, these pairs are good, bro. Anybody in here like pears?
I do. I have some pears in the kitchen right now, so I'm with you.
Yeah, they're cool.
Yeah. All right. So that's the reason why I asked you the question: do you package all the assets that you've accumulated and go out and get that guy? Do you package Julius Randle and RJ Barrett and some first for Donovan Mitchell sooner than later?
No.
Dude. So what do you do then?
Well, you're not accomplishing anything doing that. Why would you trade for a player like that and have no one else on this team?
But
it makes no sense.
Oh, okay. All right. So I'm confused.
Why?
What do you mean? What do you mean?
We wouldn't trade both RJ and Randall to get him.
Okay. All right. Okay.
That's my point.
Okay. All right. So let's just talk development, and we'll talk development.
Wait, that's not me. That's not me.
Where were you getting at with this? That's the point.
Freezie, me disagreeing with that doesn't mean I'm going to change the topic. I just
Okay.
don't understand.
All right. Could we look at? I'm not trying to cut you off, Adukin. Could we say this? Maybe we could think about it in a different way. If you wanted to bring Donovan Mitchell here, can we agree that it's a high possibility that either Randall or RJ would have to be going?
I mean, that's like in every trade. I think.
So for one, we are grossly overrating the talent that we have. Right? RJ is not there yet. RJ is not the guy yet. Today, RJ Barrett's a decent shooting guard, right? Or a small forward with upside, right? But today, RJ Barrett is not a franchise changer. He's a third-year guy averaging about 18 points a game on terrible efficiencies. Anybody disagree with that?
Wait, what did you say?
Today, RJ Barrett is an 18-point per game scorer on terrible efficiencies.
I mean, I guess this year, sure.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with that, but I have a question for you, Unc.
Okay.
At what point are you going to take over the reins of this inept organization? Because you have been very critical, and what I'm looking for is there going to be any change coming soon? And are you the guy that's going to lead us to a championship finally?
Hey, listen. When I take the job at the press conference, the first thing I'm gonna do is hire D Poetic. Right. That's the first thing I'm doing. Right. I'm bringing everybody else, and I'm bringing everybody else with me. Right. I'm bringing everybody else with me. I'm being the team president. Look, and I'm putting my office right beside Dolan's corner office. Right. Because when I get mad, I don't want to have to walk upstairs and get on the elevator. When I get mad, I want to storm in his office. Right. But here's the thing. On a real tip, though, I think what happens is with this organization and the fan base and us as fans, we don't embrace forward thought and innovation. Right? We legit say, and I'm not bashing Ron, right? But it's a bunch of us that think this way. We want to win a championship a certain way. Right? We don't just want to win. Right? Like for instance, there is a group of us in this chat, in the virtual chat, and in the video chat that believe, in order for us to win, we have to do it a certain way. Some people believe we have to do it with the babies. Yo, you have to groom these babies, man, and then you never know, in 3 or 4 years, we might have something, right? There is a small sect, and that group is getting smaller and smaller by the day. I hadn't heard them chirping, right? But they believe you need to trade these cats for stars right now and take advantage of this window, right? It used to be half and half. Now it's about, now that group is dwindling. I think they scared to come out, right? Because the young guys are balling, right? right? These were the guys that last year said, "Yo, we need to trade for Bradley Beal. We need to trade for Devin Booker. We need to trade for Zach LaVine." Hadouken, you were there for that. You probably remember that.
Yeah, no, I definitely do.
Right? Right? We all want to win this thing and with a certain stop. And what I'm saying is, how about we just embrace winning, period? I don't care how we get there. That's my view. I don't care how we win the championship. As long as the banner is hung, as long as we go on that fantastic voyage to that championship, as long as we get there and win those 16 games or however that are necessary to be won in the offseason, in the playoffs to win a championship, I don't care. Right? I just want to win a championship. Shit now, and with that said, I am saying that we should at least look into all the possibilities of making the roster better, and not just one, right? Because the one that we're digging down or drilling down on right now is play the babies. If playing the babies gets us to a championship, then I'm all in for it. But I don't want to wait another 10 or 12 years to get there. So I'm saying to everybody, would you be willing to trade the assets that you have right now to go get a guy that maybe not already ready-made, but almost there? Would you sacrifice these kids to put together a backcourt of Donovan Mitchell and a DeJounte Murray and then build around them? Would you be willing to do something like that? Is what I'm asking. I'm opening it up to the thing, and we'll just go from whatever. But I just want to establish another line of thinking, as opposed to us being Julius Randle body language is terrible, Tom Thibodeau rotations suck. Just want to open up at least another line of thinking so that we can have more fruitful conversation. Or am I just a rambling dude with nothing to talk about?
Now that I know where you're going, now we have substance now.
Would you, D Poetic, would you?
Not with this current administration, hell no.
So you don't have faith in these guys, and so from what I gather, you're talking about top to bottom, everybody. You don't have faith in none of these people. The team president.
I won't say top to bottom. I won't say top to bottom to everybody because I'm not in there to know what everybody's doing on a day-to-day like that. But I mean, like, as a general overhaul, no. So, I may want to keep Johnny Bryant, you see? I might want to keep Aaron Brooks, you see? Like, something like that. Okay. But, you know what I'm saying? But, like, as far as, like, a general overhaul, yeah, no.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not opposed to it. I'm not opposed to the idea of what you said, Freezie, but somebody would have to go, and that most likely would be Tibbs. I wouldn't be comfortable watching Tibbs control the situation, even if we were able to be in a position to have a transitional star like a Donovan Mitchell here. I don't like that mix. I may be in the minority with that, but I don't want that.
What about you, Duke?
I mean, I don't like the front office, so I don't know. I've been saying it for like a while now, so yeah, I don't trust them, so I don't know. But I will be trying to get. You have to hope that Donovan Mitchell asks to come to New York, so his value is ultimately lower, to trade for with that. So you could try it, because they're gonna ask for RJ, so you got to try to make it like him saying, "Oh, I want to get traded to New York," so you could somehow swindle around it and go like Julius Randle and like 4 first-round picks. I don't know. I don't think this front office is going to do anything, though, to be honest.
You know what, Freeze? My only pushback to your thing, and I understand where you're getting at. Like, hey, man, if it's like a whole bunch of 30-year-olds or it's a whole bunch of 20-year-olds or it's mixed, like, if that brings us to the promised land, like, we'll take it, right? And I totally get that. But when you study the history of championship contenders and championship teams, there is a formula. there's a pattern, and it usually revolves around certain aspects, right? So you brought up one of them. They need your crown gem, right? It ain't going to happen if you ain't got it. You're not even going to sniff it. But as I explained to you before, there's three ways of acquiring it: drafting it, developing it, or acquiring it via trade. Those are the three ways to get it.
Right.
So you got to go that route, right? So, but if you look at all these championship teams, and I brought it up before, like you'll notice that a lot of these guys were drafted. A lot of these guys were developed within the organization. You see, and then they were all grown up together most of the time. You see, so there is a formula to it, and I think that it would be advisable to be a student to this in order to know exactly what it is it takes. And it won't be the same thing every time, because every path is different, and there could be certain kinks in it that could be different. But I don't think the foundation ever changes.
Yeah, and another part to it, especially for Chip, and I told you this, Freezie, before, you know this. In the last 10 or so years, your number 1 or 2 option has been homegrown. It's been a guy you drafted. So, you gotta. The only person I can see that in right now is RJ, and I'm not really high on any other guys we have.
Right.
So,
Right. You mean like Kawhi Leonard with Toronto?
Yeah.
And
Like
LeBron James with
like
the Lakers.
D Wade with Bosh and LeBron. Like Milwaukee, you got Giannis.
You see, here's my thing
all that
about
stuff.
RJ that I'll defend. I don't think he's the piece right now. And of course, anything can change within an off season or two. But he has a makeup that we have been looking for a very long time.
Right.
And just the attitude, the grit, the mentality going to game. And I think that under him being one of the lieutenants of leadership, I think we will see a lot of changes within the mentality of the guys that we bring in. And I think that's extremely valuable.
Extremely underrated.
Yeah, right. And I think he's the type of guy where, he's not going to average 27, 10, and 9. He's not going to do those things.
Right.
But he's going to lead by example type of thing, where guys are going to go ahead and they're going veggie back on that. And and I think that's very important to have in your organization. You need a guy like that. And especially that he could produce on any given night, I think it's twice as valuable. So that's why I'm not so quick just to throw him for this guy and that guy. Because, I could bring Anthony Edwards here, and this thing could go to junk. It can go to junk, and Anthony Edwards will be out of here in 3 years. And then we looking back like, damn, we gave up that for that.
Yeah, I'm not trading RJ for any of those young guys because, first of all, it's not realistic. And then second of all,
of course,
I'm just not trying to trade RJ right now.
What?
For that.
So here's the thing.
But Hadouken, the question wasn't whether it was realistic; it was whether you would do it.
I know that was what the question was, but I'm just talking in actuality.
And so the statement was that Knicks fans, just like Hadouken Sharon, who have never experienced winning, right, thinks on a rail, like the young Knicks fans, y'all think on a rail because y'all have never experienced the euphoria of seeing the Knicks win the Eastern Conference Finals. So you think on a rail, you think in a straight line, this team has always sucked and it'll take a miracle for us to get back on path, right? But then there is a group of guys right behind y'all that think, well, the guys that are somewhere between like 28, 29 and 41, 42, 43, 44, they think, well, the 90s era is the best way to do it because they actually saw their team win. So they think that era of basketball is the way that you build a championship contender because the 90s Knicks were competitive for the entire decade. So they think that era of basketball has to be the only way that you can build a contender because they saw it sustainable for 11 or 12 seasons, right? But what they didn't take into account is that during that 11 or 12 year window, they had a generational talent. Now, that's why I ask you, would you trade very good guys for a generational talent? Would you trade good players for a generational talent? Because in the grand scheme of things, the 90s Knicks didn't win on just defense. It wasn't just because they were tough. It wasn't just because they had great coaching. It's because they had a once-in-a-lifetime player on their roster. Now, those that don't acknowledge that can look at other teams that played great defense in that era and did not have a generational talent, and they did not see the sustained winning of the New York Knicks. So what I'm telling you is 90s Knicks was not because of Anthony Mason was a Swiss Army knife, or Charles Oakley could get you 12 and 12 every night. It's because Patrick Ewing was a generational talent, right? It's just the same thing I tell Chicago fans. You won championships with Phil Jackson. It wasn't because of no stupid triangle offense. It's because you had Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. That's why you won 6 NBA titles. Not because of no stupid, we ran the triangle. You could plug anybody into the triangle. Yeah, you could plug anybody into the triangle, bro. But Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen won you 6 NBA titles. And don't pretend like that's not the case. Because before you had Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, your best franchise player was Jerry Sloan, Bob Love, dudes you ain't never even heard of before in your life. And so today I'm asking you guys on the panel, and y'all are smart. This is the reason why I asked this question and challenge you.
Mm-hmm.
Would you make the decision? Would you trade what you have right now for a generational talent to get you on the path to winning a championship? Or would you just continue to add guys and hope that you can develop them into a Hakeem Olajuwon or a Michael Jordan or a Steph Curry or a Giannis Antetokounmpo or a LeBron James? Can you develop a guy into a LeBron James or a Michael Jordan? That's what I'm asking you guys. That's my challenge today, because we can talk about Tibbs rotations, Obi not getting enough minutes. But I feel like I surround myself with smart people that can think inside and outside the box, mm-hmm. and answer these questions when challenged, and not take it personal, and not take these challenges personal, but answer these type of questions, because we could talk about Elfrid Payton can't shoot or Julius Randle body language. We'll probably do that tomorrow on the KMB, right? That's why I asked Ron the question before, because I thought about what Ron said yesterday, and Ron said something that was dynamic, and I don't generally hear stuff like that. That's why I wanted to ask him specifically. But let me get to Paris Douglas super chat. Freezie, we talk about Tibbs because he's the biggest problem. You want him to trade for a star, won't matter with the coach that won't play him correctly. And Paris Douglas, thank you for your generous contribution. Freezie, better coaching development equals playoff team. But Paris Douglas, listen. When is a playoff berth not going to be good enough? I'm asking you, Paris Douglas, when is making the playoffs not going to be good enough? Are we a substandard fan base? Do we not deserve at least the opportunity to get there and see what it feels like to be in the NBA Finals? Are we that franchise? How long have you been waiting for the Knicks to make a trip to the NBA Finals?
Long time.
Hold on, we got 130 in the chat, and we only have 60 likes, guys. Come on, let's push that up to at least 80 right now. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, and so Canal Ben Lawyer says, let's get there first. Hello, we made the playoffs last year. Come on, bring some fact. Come on, tighten up. Tighten up. Your team made the playoffs last year, right? They made the playoffs last year. The season is not going according to plan. We all feel bad. You know why? Because we are further away from getting to the place that we all want to be. That's why we have these hard conversations today. Because we are farther away from the ultimate goal.
Yep.
You know what,
See,
Freezie? Oh, I'm sorry, D. Go ahead.
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that I think what some people in the chat are having a problem with, and when you think about it on the whole, it's hard to be as down on the product that we have when we feel like the current product has been mismanaged. We feel like there's certain games throughout the season that we could have won had things been done differently. So as bad as we look and maybe we don't have that transitional talent that can take us to the next level, there's certain things on this team where you say our record is a bad indication of what this team is, because we could have won certain games had things been done differently by Tibbs, or had the organization maybe decided to make a couple moves prior to this point where we could have benefited from them and taken the team to a better level, so we wouldn't see as much of this bad basketball play. But I definitely think that that's what kind of hurts the argument, and a lot, doesn't allow people to really think outside of the box, because there's so much mismanagement.
So you're saying you're suggesting the talent is already on this roster and is being mismanaged. This roster, as currently constructed, can win an NBA championship. But,
hold on, see, I knew you were going to do that.
But you said it's being mismanaged.
Not for that's what it depends on what your goal is. See, Freezie, how you mentioned how some people have a certain outlook on what they see these Knicks as, and how you mentioned how guys like myself view the 90s and what I think is the key to winning. Other people have, different thoughts. Other people want to change.
I didn't say you were wrong, though.
No, I know. I'm just saying other people have different thoughts. They want to see a championship now. They've been starved for a championship. What is our next steps to get us closer to getting to a championship? I don't think that way. I am not concerned with winning a championship right now. You might say, well, what's the point? What's the goal? We're a Knicks team. We're an NBA franchise. We haven't seen a championship in how many years? Of course you want to win. No, I do, but I'm not worried about it right now. I'm worried about us getting a good NBA basketball team out there to the point where now I can say, damn, okay, we're a blah, blah, blah win team. We're making the playoffs. Now I can say, okay, what other pieces can we add to this team to get us to the next level? We're in the playoffs. How can we get to the next round? Okay, can we add another player to get us to the Eastern Conference champ? That's how I want it. But we're nowhere near there yet. I'm okay with the slow grind, as long as it's a grind with a direction into how we're getting there and we're building that way. But I don't want to just talk about it. I'm not saying us here. I mean the Knicks. I don't want the Knicks to just, put something out there and say, yeah, we have a plan, but you're not doing anything to get us closer to that plan. Could we start somewhere first? Could we play our kids, see what we got? And if they don't work, okay, bring in another vet. Say you got 2 kids on the team that aren't what you think they're going to turn into be. All right, get rid of those 2 kids, bring in a more established player that gives us a better chance to win games now, if that's what you think it is. But let's do it. You used the word pussyfooting yesterday. That's what we're doing as an organization. We're pussyfooting around. I don't know what we're doing out here. So while I'm with you, I want to win a championship. We are nowhere near. Listen, the way this team is going, we're not seeing a championship in the next 5 years. We'd be lucky if we see a championship in the next 10 years. You got to do something first. And we're not doing that first step. But I'm with you on we need a dynamic player. But I still think RJ can be that second part. Okay, he may not be the leader.
Oh, just an important part.
Yeah, I think he's definitely an important part. And I think, honestly, the reason why I have such a big problem with even including RJ in trades is I think RJ embodies the Knicks. And I think no matter what team you have, it's nice to have a player that
Freezie, put out the link. Mm-hmm. Sorry, Ron. I just wanted to
no, that's it. That's where I was finishing. Sorry.
And Ron, you brought up a great point, and I agree with you. I think what's unique about this situation that we haven't really ran into before, right, is we do have certain pieces that could be molded, and certain pieces that I could see can become integral parts in a couple of years down the line. Are they the piece? No, but I'm saying this is how you build, man. You get the right materials in order to start building. You see? And then when you start making your moves right, now that crown gem, it could either come in those ways that I'm talking about. You see, like I'll show you Phoenix for a perfect example, right? Phoenix was going ahead and building Devin Booker and they were building DeAndre Ayton, right? And they were building Mikal Bridges, right? And they seem to be doing the right thing. So Monty Williams goes ahead and takes the job, right? That half a season, they weren't playing too well, right? But they were okay. They were like in the middle of the pack. But then when they got to the bubble, they went 8-0 and they played so stunningly and still didn't make the playoffs, you see? And then they got their guy, you see, because they were doing their things right. And that's how you have to do it. And I think in our unique situation, we actually do have things available. And I think that's why people are so anxious to be like, yo, like, you know, and some people I think like me see this and we're like, listen, I'd rather just see it ride with this and have these guys build up and then go ahead and see a second round in the next couple of years. Because I know that we're going to go through the tough times, we're developing well, and then we're going to get a guy that's going to go ahead and bring us to that next level because that's how it works.
But not with Tibbs.
No, hell no.
Okay. All right.
Could I say this real quick? I'm sorry, guys. Andre Bryant said the Utah slow grind got them paying Rudy Gobert like a superstar player because he does enough at center. And I know what you're trying to say is they're in a situation where they have a good team and they are not going anywhere as far as getting to that next level. Would you rather be Utah right now, or would you rather be this current Knicks team? Because I'll take Utah's team any given day. Because you know what? To me, Utah is still one piece away. They're one piece away. I think Utah's one piece away. I don't know what that piece could be, but I think they're one piece away because that team is a really good team.
I think they're a dynamic wing player away from being
the
best team in the league. I think they're
championship contending at a high level. Right. Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah. While we're in the midst of a rebuild that we don't know which way it's going.
Right.
And I don't care. These guys try to spit these narratives about these friendly contracts and that things are developing and stuff of that nature. That's not happening right now. Right. There's a whole mess going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, when we brought back Noel and these guys, I'm just bringing this up real quick just to see how it moves because, you know, like we could be making lives a lot easier on ourselves. We could have given those player-friendly contracts to 1 year with a second-year option to Noel and Burks and stuff of that nature this year. And they could have been expiring this year because just in case it was a cluster F as it has been, we could go ahead and move with that, get stuff back in return, not have to give anything back, and then still go ahead and build with the youth because we still got to pay them next year.
Right. I agree.
And this whole thing about, you know, what's his name? Cam that has a qualifying offer. Look, listen, bro, you're not promised tomorrow. You have to thoroughly evaluate your talent. You have to thoroughly have them out there so then you know what you're doing with them, not wait for next year to go ahead and figure out what you're going to do. You could do that this year. And now give Cam an incentive to stay and say, you know what? I like the plan y'all coming with.
Right.
I'm with it.
Right.
Yeah, I'll sign this qualifying offer. You got it. I'll do that.
Right.
It's being patient, but it's at the same time knowing how to move at the right time. And I think that's something that just hasn't happened. So to answer your question, Freezie, with everything that you're bringing up, I understand where you're getting at, but I think we actually do have pieces in mind, but I just think that it just has to be formulated and built correctly.
But you don't have confidence in the organization right now.
I know.
To do those things that you just mentioned.
I know.
And so what I'm saying to you is, and the reason why I was steadfast in getting this point out the way a certain way is because we are juggling chainsaws, bro. That's what we're doing. Like we have these young kids. If we don't do them right, they're going to be busts, right? We have a front office that has never done it before, right? Leon Rose and his front office are new to this and the worst situation in the NBA, right? Your star is a misunderstood star. Let's put it that way. Misunderstood. And so you have all these chainsaws in the air, bro, and you only have two hands. Eventually, eventually you're gonna drop a chainsaw or hurt yourself. You know what I'm saying? Let me bring in D'Angelo right quick because we hadn't had.
Salute to everybody. Good afternoon. How are you guys?
What up, D'Angelo?
Hello, D'Angelo.
I don't want to cut you off, Freezie, but I have a question for Hadouken. Oh man,
Let me do the super chat real quick. I'm gonna do the super chat real quick and I got it. So Paris Duggar, thank you for your generous contribution. Get there with plan our optimum to see. Okay. All right. Go ahead, bro.
Just wanted to ask because I know how we all feel. I mean, for most of us feel whatever. Duke, you there?
Yeah.
Okay, so would you rather build? I mean, I'm just trying to kind of see if I can.
Oh God, dog it! Hey, Ron, we hit the 2-hour mark, man. We got to get out. Can y'all hang out for a little while? I was only gonna do it for like 2 hours, bro, but the 2 hours went by so fast.
Yeah.
Okay. Good afternoon and good night.
I only meant to do it for like 90 minutes. All of a sudden, it's like 2 hours.
No, I hear you.
You know how it gets.
Yeah. Would you be if you had a choice right now, right? You're Knick front office, and you're also a Knick fan. We know how you feel about RJ. Would you rather be in a position to build with RJ and Julius, or Jaylen Brown and Tatum?
Wait, what do you mean? Like, what sense?
So right now you've got, this is basically what your team is right now. You are building with RJ and Julius Randle. If you had a choice between continuing that build with those two players, or if it was flipped, this is the Knicks, and instead of having RJ here and Julius here, you've got Brown and Tatum. Which would you prefer?
I mean, I'm not a crazy person that says Brown and Tatum. I don't know. Like, did anyone say like the opposite? I don't.
No. But it's just it goes. I'm just bringing it up in the way of what Freezie's saying about having those dynamic transitional type players here and being at a starting point of building with those guys instead of the two guys we have. Would you? That was the question. What would you prefer, building with RJ and Randall, or building with Tatum and Brown?
I mean, it would easily be Tatum and Brown, but there's like no way to do that.
You're speaking as a person who's real and sees what's in front of you. But what Freezie was trying to get at is if you could do that, because you already got a piece that possibly could be here if the rumors and reports are true, if that could actually happen with Donovan. Now that's just one piece, even if you can get him here, but that doesn't mean you can't get another one that is a Robin to the Batman of Donovan. And I think I understand where Freezie's trying to go here, and how that puts us in a different situation. Whether or not it would work, I don't know, but I see what he's trying to say, and that's the reason why I brought that up, because that's a position that Boston's in. But you also notice that Boston hasn't been able to really put it all together either.
Hey, Ron, can I just before Freezie closes out, I just want to make it short and sweet. As we all know, D, what you have been pointing out and stuff like that, the Tibbs is trash. He lost that game last night. He lost that game. I don't give a crap. He lost that game. That was a mess. He looked like a confused old man in the fourth quarter. Like, what just happened? I lost this game? What's up? No, that was a mess. We should have won that game last night. We're up by 20. Come on. I watched that and I knew, I said, oh, I was all sedate and calm after the win with that nice win we took from Golden State. No, that was trash. The front office is trash. They sat on their hands, usual bull crap that we always say. It's a mess. So we're going to sit here and talk. We're going to talk about it for the rest of the season. And God knows that they're going to keep Tibbs here for next year. We're going to deal with the same crap. We're going to deal with the same crap with front office, trying to play a guessing game like we always do. This disaster. You can talk about as many trades as you guys want. They ain't doing diddly squat. They ain't doing nothing. So this is what we're going to have to deal with this franchise right now. And Tibbs looking like a confused old man like he would look like last night. The same old crap. That's it.
I was confused on the team that wanted to make the play-in yesterday.
Yeah. What are we doing here? I mean, for God's sakes, what are we doing?
Yeah, and you guys were talking about Mitch and RJ being gone. That's no excuse for them to choke a 23-point lead because Mitch was gone basically the whole entire game.
Yeah. He only played 14 minutes.
Exactly. He did nothing in those 14 minutes.
These goddamn substitutions that Tibbs does. I want to smack him in his head. This is bull.
And hold on, and Hadouken, I was going to bring up that point too. Like, even if you want to blame the fact of Mitch not being there in camp, that goes to show you how bad this basketball team is.
Yeah, there's no way you should use that excuse. There's no way to use that excuse. This team is basically like a G League team besides Anthony Simmons. Like, all the guys are legit from the G League and on 10-day contracts. I don't understand how you were up 23 at one point and you scored 11 in the fourth quarter. And they scored 35. How does that happen?
It was 52-22 or something like that ever since they were up 23.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it was. But like that fourth especially, like you scored 11 in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
Like that's terrible.
I get it. So we are doing what they call double talk.
What do you mean?
What?
So Hadouken said the thing that I just mentioned doesn't make sense. It's not realistic, right? Don't do it. I don't want to talk about that. But then you just said, I don't want to hear any excuses about such and such not being here. There's no excuse for us to blase, blah.
How is that a double talk?
Yeah, how is that double talk?
Yeah, how is that double talk?
It's double talk because you just said, okay.
Wait, no, explain your point.
No, I ain't gonna explain it. I'm gonna save it for myself.
Then why did you?
Because what I'm hearing is whack double talk. What I'm hearing is bubblegum.
What
I'm
exactly?
hearing is bubblegum playground talk. How we gonna criticize the roster for not being good enough to hold off a G League team, and then when I say go get a guy, like, nah, man, I don't know.
Because it's not realistic.
How do you know what's realistic?
Because you're not trading. No team is gonna just take RJ and Randall for a generational player.
Yeah,
it's not realistic.
I agree.
Right, okay.
Oh, so you were talking towards Hadouken.
Yeah, I think. This whole thing, and so I've been around long enough that I've seen trades happen that people didn't think was going to happen. I saw one this year when Tyrese Halliburton was traded to the Pacers. People didn't think that was going to happen or see that coming. And it happened, right?
But that's different.
But that's different. That's different. How?
Because Halliburton is not generational talent. He's just a good young player. They traded an older player. People thought they were going to.
So listen to what I said. I said I just saw a trade that I didn't think was going to happen, right? So
but your point is generational. That's what I'm saying.
Bro, I just think y'all all.
No, is it not though? Freezie, you said generational. You said generational.
Not you, dude.
Okay.
Wait, Freezie, did you not say generational before when you were asking?
In the very beginning, and you said that
exactly. That's why I'm saying this. Tyrese Halliburton is not generational, even though it was surprising. It's not. It's only surprising because we thought it was De'Aaron Fox. That's the only reason it was surprising.
I got you.
Hey, Freezie, I know you don't want to talk about the Tibbs thing over and over.
Yeah,
I know you don't want to do that.
I legit don't want to talk about the Tibbs thing over and over and over, bro.
Yeah, I don't care about the Tibbs thing.
I would rather shut down the channel and not come here every day and talk about the same thing over and over and over again, bro.
But it's glaring what he did last night, Freezie. Come on, just the way he beat coaches. I don't care.
All right, y'all. Hey, y'all. Thank you. Chill. Come on, man.
He left after trolling.
It's maddening, bro. It's maddening. Bro, we understand it. I understand the point. I understand it. I do. I do, bro. I understand it. Right? I understand that Tibbs ain't perfect. right? But we talk about the same thing every day. I get it.
So okay, let's keep to what we were talking about. You were talking
I wanted
about
to say something to Hadouken about what he said about Portland. I don't think it's fair. I get it, Hadouken, but I don't think it's fair to say that we got beat by a G League team, because when I looked at the game, Elijah Hughes didn't beat us. Trendon Watford didn't beat us. Greg Brown didn't beat us.
Right.
CJ Ellaby wasn't the reason why we lost. We lost because of NBA players like Justice Winslow, Yusef Nurkic, Josh Hart, Anthony Simons, and Ben McLemore.
You know that was a joke. I didn't actually mean it that way. That's
we understand.
all
We
right.
understand that. We understand that was tongue.
Yeah, that's
that
just
that
to
was
show how bad that. That's just to show how bad that loss was.
I hear you. I was just saying, because I was like, damn, man. They even when I looked at the matchup and I looked at what Portland's been doing lately, they've been kind of surprising. Even though I think they got a lot of dysfunction.
They're 5-9 in their last 13.
Yeah, so they've been playing
14.
those dudes. I don't know.
I mean, yeah.
No, my
I
bad.
guess.
5-8.
I mean, yeah. I was joking about the G League team, but other than
Okay,
that,
I hear you.
everything.
All right. My bad.
Yeah, you can't just
you
score
know
11 points.
You know what, Dukin? I've heard that from multiple guys saying that Portland's a G League team. I'm like, dude, this team has 23 wins, bro. Like,
yeah, no, I was just
so no, I'm not saying you. I was just saying in general.
But what I will say, one thing you can point to is Ellaby 5 rebounds, Winslow 5, Nurkic 20, Simons 5, McLemore 5, Greg Brown 4, Trendon Watford 5. Like, these dudes were hustling, okay? And that points to our team saying that we wanted, the trade deadline's over. We ready. We can just relax and play basketball. Well, basketball being done well comes with effort. And I know D'Angelo's not here now, but just to D'Angelo's point, let me tell you something. If we and Hadouken too, because we're talking about stuff and you're saying that some of this stuff is not realistic. Of course, it's hypothetical. We're podcasters. We talk about stuff all the time that's not necessarily realistic.
I know y'all talk about the concept of it though.
Right.
And
I want to say, realistically, I'm a Met fan. You know what? One season, I didn't watch the Mets for the whole season. That's how bad they were. Realistically, I don't want to put myself through that. And there's some points where I feel like that with the Knicks, but I'm not going to do that, because you know what? I just love watching basketball. This is not. I get frustrated because our hands are tied as fans. We don't know what's the best thing for them to do. We know some of the bad things that they are doing, but we just have to kind of watch and hope that they get it right. And we can kind of talk about it and say that, these might be the ways that they should think of running the franchise, or this might be the coach that they should get. All this stuff is hypothetical. We just want to see a better product, and we're hoping that they can give it to us. But let's just not. Let
me answer your question, Ron.
Go ahead.
Let's get realistic now, right? What's the first move you make? Because we obviously know the direction that they're trying to do now, right? And it's very obvious to me that, and I think it's obvious to everybody else, they're trying to make a play-in berth, right?
Right.
Base meatballs, bro.
Yo, man, you just having a barbecue there today with fruits and
it's Super Bowl Sunday, bro.
Oh yeah, that's right. I mean, I don't watch football, so realistically, when the season's over, and we will not have a long season, okay? When it's over, what is the first move you're making? What is the first move you're making inside your mind that's going to think that this organization is going to be better off? Forget about wins and losses. Forget about championship aspirations, because we're nowhere near there. Just setting it in the right direction and giving it the right momentum. Where would you go?
Okay. It's tough, D, because I would have to. No, I'm saying honestly, if I was really thinking about the organization and how I feel about where we're going, the first move would be to get rid of Tibbs. But I'm not. I don't think that's going to happen in that way.
Welcome to the Bash Tibbs Power Hour.
No, I'm not talking about that. What I think the first move would be is to get rid of the vets. And hopefully I could finagle something to get rid of the vets and bring in some talent some young talent to help me with that. But it would be getting rid of the vets. That would be the first thing that I want to do.
Yeah. Okay. Which is probably what they're trying to do, and that's probably one of the reasons why they're hands down on this play-in. Because if Burks pops for like 5 or 10 games or something like that, that's something that could be of value in the off season.
Right.
You need to attach picks.
So I mean, that could be realistic. Okay, Hadouken. End of the season. What's the first move you're making?
The end of the season.
Yeah.
I try to see what I could get for Randall. To be honest, that's what I'm doing. I'm trying to move away from Randall still. I don't care how he's playing right now. It's not because I dislike him, but it's because he could have been doing this the last 2 months, but decided not to. But yeah, I'm getting rid of him. I'm trading him, trying to find the piece for that. And I would hope for the rest of this season that we try to tank, even though I don't like tanking. I hope we do that, and then we draft well in the lottery. Pick our guys.
But I don't think we're gonna tank though. And if we are ended up with like a high lottery pick, it's because we just got the brakes beaten off us. And
no matter what, we're gonna get a late lottery pick. No matter what, even if you make the play, you're gonna get like a late lottery pick.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, you scout for that. Try to see who you could get compatible for your team, depending on what the player is at that position. I try to get that. I move the vets. There's gonna be. You got to hope that, especially because they're trying to win now, sadly, that some of their value goes up and you're not going to need to trade a pick in order to trade their contracts. So you got to look to move some of them. And then, I don't know, you look out in the market who's free and you try to put offers up, with picks, with players. Because I'm fine with giving up young players depending on who it is. It really depends on the player I'm getting in return. So I'm just looking through the market and seeing the best available I can get, because this free agency is not good. Basically guys that have player options. So yeah.
So basically it sounds like you're kind of like mini blowing it up.
Yeah.
Okay, so now with that mini blow up, right? Are you keeping this current administration in play?
I hope not.
No, but I'm saying this is your decision. The ball's in your court.
It's
right
on
now.
me. No.
Yeah.
No,
okay. So you're taking out the coaching staff and you're taking out the front office.
Yeah. No, I'll take off the front office first, because I would be fine with seeing how Tibbs plays with the young guys for a little, and if it doesn't work out, I'll get someone else for like 10 games, 15 games, see how Tibbs does, and if anything, I'll just drop him and get someone else.
Okay. How about you, Steph?
Me? Well,
yeah,
I'm keeping Randall. I'm building around him and RJ, but I'm definitely getting a floor general in there. Whether it be via trade, sign and trade, or the draft, I'm looking for that next floor general for the team that can open up things. As far as the front office, I'm still rolling with them. I'm giving them another season. I'm still rolling with Tibbs because I know he's not going to be here for the long haul. He's 64 years old. He's not going to be the coach. This is his last hooray. So I'm not all into the fire Tibbs because he's going to walk out on his own. So I'm keeping Tibbs. I'm keeping the front office for right now, because when Tibbs go, they go. And it's going to be a whole new fresh start. So I'm just rolling with this right now. So my first order is point guard. Trying to solidify that, and trying to solidify a backup center to back up Mitch. And I'm definitely shaking up the lineup. I don't care. Well, I'm going like Hadouken. I don't care if he's scoring 30 points. I'm putting Fournier on the bench, and I'm starting either Cam or Grimes at that position. So it's going to be a whole new starting lineup at the beginning of the season. So that's how I'm rolling.
So you're going to keep all the contracts?
I'm getting rid of Noel.
Okay, so you're getting rid of well, and you're keeping Burke.
Yeah, I'm keeping Burks. Yeah. You know what?
What kind of point guard do you have in mind?
I want a point guard that's going to penetrate, know when to pass, know when to put people in the right positions.
No, we know that, but what name do you have in mind?
What name?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, we seen one last night in Anthony Simons. So I like him because he's going to be a restricted free agent at the end of the season. So hopefully we could make a run at him, throw some money at him. I really, 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 really like him. He got length. He could shoot. He could defend. I like Jalen Brunson, but I just feel like he's just a little too small. I don't see Deontay Murray coming here. I think San Antonio is going to definitely keep him. Young talented point guards. John Morant, this thing where he at. It's real
So it's
hard.
something. So it's something you got to figure out still.
Yeah.
As far as the fit. Okay.
Yeah. But hopefully I could find something in the draft that could complement the floor general that could complement the team.
So basically, you're staring pat and just looking for a point guard, keeping the coaching staff, keeping the administration together, and you feel we'll have a much better season next season that way, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do think we got the talent on the team, but we just need to use them right and have the right rotations.
Okay. What's up? How about you, Freeze? You're the guy. It's the off season. What moves do you make in order to get us in the right momentum?
Just want to say, in this exercise, I heard the word hopefully a lot and maybe a lot, right? Just want to clarify and say that's what I heard, right? Me, I think I have like 17 players at my disposal. And I think I have over the next 5 years, I think I have like 16 draft picks at my disposal. And I'm using all of them to go get a DeJounte Murray and Devin Booker or Donovan Mitchell. Right? I'm not scared to package RJ Barrett and Julius Randle in a deal with maybe some draft picks to go get a guy. And I'm not scared to go get a DeJounte Murray to establish a Murray and Spider Mitchell and them to compete from day one. Right? If I have to package Cam Reddish, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle,
you cool with it?
Mitchell Robinson in the sign and trade, Taj Gibson contract, Derrick Rose, Alec Burke. I'm gonna tell y'all something. Derrick Rose, Alec Burke have value in this league, right? They have value. Evan Fournier has value. You don't know how much, but in my opinion, he does. Would I trade quickly in Obi? Yes. Would I trade RJ Randall? Yes. At this point, this is more about our franchise and less about our heartstrings. I love RJ Barrett with all my heart. I do. Right? I love RJ with all my heart. RJ Barrett is my favorite Knicks player. Right? But if I can trade something and go get me a young, what's the young boy name for Toronto? The young boy Toronto just drafted.
The one I told you about, Delano Banton?
No, the young bull they got in the first round.
Scotty Barnes.
Oh, Scotty Barnes.
And if I can acquire a Scotty Barnes, done. Right? Done. Bro, it's a man, listen. I love RJ Barrett. I love Randall. Y'all know I love Randall. This ain't no, but bro, this is less about, because listen, these last few years have been tough. And I think we are at a point where we've been bad for so long that we can't see, you know, saying the bright side of this thing, because we've been bad for so long.
Mm-hmm.
But I've seen the good days of this franchise, right? I've been here for the good. I've been here for the good times and the bad times, bro.
Mm.
I think the reason, listen, if I'm the man, I'm competent, and I can do this thing. Our current front office, they're inept and scared. They scared to pull the trigger on stuff, right? That's why they didn't move up in the draft. I'm blowing it up, and I'm going to get bona fide stars under 25 that can ball right now, and then I can take whatever assets are left to fill in around Spider Mitchell and DeJounte Murray. That's what I'm doing, right? And you know what the message I'm sending to the Knicks fans?
Mm.
Buckle your seatbelts. We about to go somewhere. Ain't no maybes. Ain't no I hope a guy is there at 13 that can develop. Ain't none of that. I'm going to get some young guys off rip. We are in the pick and roll era, and I'm going to get 2 bona fide pick and roll players, right? That's what I'm doing, right? In the 90s, that was the ISO defensive era, right? That worked for them back then. That ain't working today. You got to have you got to have pick and roll players that can ball, and you got to have many of them with flexible skill sets that can shoot the three. And if you're not going to get them, you stuck in the lottery. That's what I'm doing, D Poetic.
I heard you. So basically, you're going like, you know, it's like a poker match, and you know you got a dope hand, and you're putting all your chips in.
I'm going all in because you got enough assets to go get a guy. What are you sitting on? What are you sitting?
Let me ask you a question. When you do this, right? Are you getting rid of the front office and keeping Tibbs? Are they both going? Like, how are you doing that?
I might sneeze and accidentally blow them all the way to Jersey, bro. They so gone. They so gone. Everybody, and the dude with the stupid laptop, you gone too. Everybody got to go. Tibbs, everybody, all of y'all.
Yeah.
We cleaning house, and I'm putting D Poetic on the bench. He's gonna be the GM/coach.
I appreciate that. Okay, I got you. Yeah, I mean that's a typical Freezie type of mentality move, though. But I mean, you know, it has legs to it, I guess, in some aspects. What I would do, I would just blow it up, but I'll semi-blow it up. Right? I'll get rid of the administration, I'll get rid of the coaching staff, and I'll get rid of everything that I felt that they did wrong. Right? So that's bye-bye to these contracts. That's bye-bye to Julius Randle. I do like the draft picks they did make, so I am keeping that. And I'm getting a development team in here. I'm getting a nice young coach that knows how to communicate and can relate to these guys that know how to talk to each other, guys that understand patience and development. And I'm riding out with that. And I'm putting the ball at RJ's hand for now. That's what I'm.
Freezie, can I ask you a question?
Of course.
And this is not like from what you said. This is just asking in general. Why haven't I seen the RJ trajectory thing in a while? And I want to ask, what is your change in mind of trading RJ for Mitchell? Because in the summer it was different. I want to just know.
All right. So let me read this super chat from Donald Cannon real quick. So Donald Cannon says, hey, Donald Cannon, thank you for your generous contribution. Then what coach are you going to get to run the Bulls, and which coach you looking at? Yeah, that's interesting. Let me answer Duke and Sharon's question first. Hey, Duke, man, listen. It's as simple as this, man. I love RJ Barrett, right? I do, right? But is RJ Barrett on a career trajectory to be a Zion or John Morant?
No.
And if you say no, then you understand where I'm coming from. Because even though I love John Starks and I love Clyde Frazier and I love RJ Barrett, right? I love Tyson Chandler. You know what I love more than any of them, man? The Knicks. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I remember walking with my uncle, my uncle, like, Uncle Freezie, go get lost, right? Walking into the garden, right, as a shorty, like going to see Marvin the Human Eraser Webster, Marvin Webster, bro. I remember going to Knicks games to go see Bill Cartwright. And listen, and Duke, and this is just for you, bro. There was a time when the Knicks drafted Bill Cartwright, Michael Ray Richardson, and Mike Woodson out of Indiana. And we were all thinking, oh my God, this young core is going to bring us a chip. And every 7 to 8 years, I hear this conversation of, oh my God, just be patient with this young core and they are going to bring us a chip. I hear that about every 7 to 8 years. Oh my God, man, we got Greg Anthony, Hubert Davis, Anthony Bonner, and Anthony Mason coming off the bench. Our young goons are going to be something special. I remember hearing, oh my God, we got 2 point guards. We got Mark Jackson and Rod Strickland. Bro, I hear this so much that I'm starting that I'm calloused to it. So when I see people talk about Quentin Grimes, like, oh my God, just give Quentin Grimes some time, man. He gonna be a real good NBA player. In my mind, I'm like, okay, we'll see. He has to prove it to me. I don't have to prove anything to him. You know what I'm saying? I already been through this before. I already been through the Mark Jackson, Rod Strickland era. I already been through the Michael Ray Richardson, Bill Cartwright, Mike Woodson. Yes, the same Mike Woodson that was an assistant coach for the Knicks. Yes, him. Drafted by the Knicks. I already been through that era. Right? I already been through the, oh my God, we got Gerald Wilkins and Pat Ewing in the same draft. I already been through that era, bro. And we still don't have a chip. And now today, cats are like, well, Uncle Freezie, just be patient with RJ Barrett, man, because RJ Barrett is built different. Yeah, I would believe it if I hadn't heard this already 10 times.
But Freezie, my question is, what happened with your transition from the RJ is gonna be this guy to what you're saying now? Because I can see there's a shift.
Yeah, but you didn't hear me, bro. What I'm saying is when I asked, okay, so basically what the shift is, in layman's terms, basically what the shift is, I'm ready for this team to win a championship, and it's not about what they did last season with the dream season from last year. I'm tired of being promised stuff that I'm not getting. Okay, like I'm tired of this front office is smaller than the last front office. I'm tired of that, bro, and I'm tired of every day coming on the coach rotations, such and such, bro. The coach did. It's not even about the coach, bro. It's about the roster being flawed. This roster doesn't have a Kevin Durant on it. This roster doesn't have a James Harden on it. This roster does not have a Giannis on it. This roster does not have a Steph Curry on it, a Damian Lillard. This roster doesn't have a Chris Paul, Devin Booker. This roster doesn't have a Zion. This roster has an RJ Barrett and Julius Randle on it.
So that's why you want to trade RJ now?
And y'all are telling me, and y'all just be patient. RJ is built different. I understand RJ is built different. I've been watching RJ Barrett longer than any of y'all. I know who RJ Barrett is. I watched RJ Barrett U6 all the guys in his draft class, the business, right? But this ain't just about one guy. Like, this ain't just about me rooting for a guy. I don't just root for RJ, man. I'm a Knicks fan. I'm the dude that cried in school when Clyde Frazier got traded. When Mr. Williams came to me and told me that Clyde Frazier got traded, I cried in class, bro. For damn Jim Clemens. Who exactly? Jim Clemens, right? So that's why I'm telling you, when y'all tell me these scenarios, I already been there and done that 1,000 times. Y'all telling me, well, Cam Reddish might be ready. I think Cam Reddish is going to be very, very, very good, right? Very good. A very good player. But y'all are telling Uncle Freezie that just be patient, bro, with the development of just be patient with the development of Emmanuel Quickly, and in 3 or 4 years he might be such and such. I don't want to wait, bro. I'm past that. I already been there.
It doesn't really answer the RJ question though, because I'm just trying to see, because you used to talk about the trajectory of RJ being this in a few years, and now it's like I know who RJ is, but you don't really know who RJ is. So I don't understand it that much, but it's fine.
I'm sorry, please. Oh.
So you're saying you're asking me, right? Well, listen, man. If it don't make sense, I can't help you.
No, I'm not saying it doesn't make sense. I'm just saying it didn't answer the question.
I saw somebody in the chat say something like, if it's not making sense, then I don't know.
I don't know about that. Just don't.
So the thing with RJ, the thing with RJ, man, is this is what I'm telling you. He is not Donovan Mitchell, bro. The thing is either you born with it or you not. What are we talking about, man? Y'all not. So okay.
Because you said different in the summer. That's why I'm saying that.
So from your perspective, right? What is the greatest Knicks moment that you've ever been through in your perspective that you've seen?
In my perspective?
Yeah, from you.
Yeah, in your lifetime.
Melo game winner, the double game winner, the OT. It was the one he hit in the end of the fourth quarter. And then he hit another one in OT for game. I don't remember the exact game it was, but it was a while ago. Like,
was it a playoff game?
No.
That's why our perspectives are a little bit different. So, D Poetic, what was your greatest Knicks moment? Like your greatest Knicks moment, bro?
I think it's between the Allen Houston Game 5 winner
against Miami.
Yeah, that was a
7.
great moment in my time. I think definitely them just making it to the finals against Houston and us going 3-2 was a fantastic. I remember we were all bugging out of our minds when that was happening at the prospect of taking this series at that time. Those were moments I remember well.
Right.
Good moments.
So the great moments for me are a little bit older. They are a little bit older, but yeah, they're about the same. So I was alive for the Knicks championships, right? The Knicks won. The Knicks were competitive for 5 straight years, right? You could have been the champs. Could have been the champs 3 years in a row. Things happened, bro. They won 2 out of that 5-year stretch, right? I was alive, but those moments weren't mine. I was a shorty. I was a little kid, right? I was young, right? The moments, like the great moment for me is the Knicks getting the #1 pick in the draft for Pat Ewing, right? The Knicks get the #1 pick in the draft, and the city was on fire, right? Because the whole world, even a young ESPN, was claiming that the Knicks are back. The Knicks are back, right? It would be equivalent to if the Knicks had got the #1 pick for Zion. If the Knicks had got the #1 pick in Zion, what was the prize, right? That's what the feeling would have been like for those that hadn't been through that. So when y'all ask me like, yo, why do you always want to think on different wavelengths and not just go with the flow? For one, I'm just not a go with the flow person, for one, right? And I think thinking on different wavelengths just makes the conversation better, as opposed to us just saying Tom Thibodeau sucks, right? Basically, what I'm getting at, man, is I want to win right now. I want my own championship. The championship that the Knicks won when I was little, that's my uncles and them championship, right? What about y'all? Do y'all want a championship, or are we just intrigued and being on developing talent.
I need one right now too, Freezie. I ain't getting no younger.
Yeah, we're not winning one right now, but yeah, we do.
I want one.
But Duke, that's not what I asked. I said, do you want a championship, or are you intrigued with the course that we're on?
Oh, okay. Because you said something different the first time. You said, "Do we want to go through these whatever of development?" You said,
Yeah, that's what you said the first time.
Yeah. So, and I'm saying that
either way,
the proper development will lead to the championship.
Yeah,
it takes time. It's just the organization hasn't done it like that in 20 years, bro. So
right, because because we had a generational talent.
We just signed. This is funny. I don't know if you saw, but we just signed our. We solved our problem by signing Ryan Arcidiacono for the remainder of the season. It's a league breaker.
Get out of here.
Signed the last.
Oh, that was Kemba's replacement. My fault. I didn't even see it coming.
Yo, and do you see what I'm talking? Do you see what I'm talking about? About not being adverse to taking risks.
Oh, dude, I already told you I blow them the hell out of the way, bro.
Right.
Them and the coaching staff. Bye.
Right. And how old is Ryan A? Ryan A is.
I think he's like 27, 28. No.
Is he really? Hold on,
we gotta I don't know. I feel like he's old. Wasn't he on the Rockets before?
The Bulls? He was on the Bulls before?
He was on the Bulls and the Rockets, I think. No?
Good luck me trying to find out how to spell his last name. Arcidiacono. Yeah, that's great.
Oh, he's he is 27.
Wow.
He's been in the league for 3
I mean, it's
years.
still young, but it's not young.
Yeah, he's basically 28.
Oh, wow. Wow.
That's a league changer right there, though.
Man, the thing about it, the thing about me wanting to go get a guy is I just feel like you can't be competitive without a guy. You just can't be competitive without one. And do I hope? I wish. Man, listen. I hope Randall is that guy, but right now he ain't proven to be that guy on a consistent basis.
That's a fact. I agree.
And RJ ain't ready.
I don't know about that, but yeah, I mean,
what's the one thing that RJ? What's the one thing that RJ Barrett does that's elite? Name RJ Barrett's elite skill.
Get to the basket.
Go left.
get
to the basket and finish.
Yeah, and he has IQ. Not to finish, but he gets to the basket. And he's a I can't say elite, but he's a great playmaker. But that's not me saying he's there. I'm just saying he's shown that he has glimpses, especially the last month and a half.
So in Ryan's best season with the Bulls, he played 24 minutes, averaged 7 points a game, 3 rebounds, 3 assists.
Oh, you're actually looking at it.
Yeah, because and not even a turnover a game.
Right.
And he shot 37% for 3 on 3 attempts. Shot 45% from the field or 5 attempts. let me look at his BPM now.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. So the thing with RJ Barrett though is the reason why I asked what RJ Barrett's elite skill is because most generational type talents have at least one elite skill. A lot of them have more than one.
He's not generational, but I know what you mean. But yeah.
Right. And so what I'm getting at is this. How desperate are we to win? Are we? Because listen, I'm vexed because listen, the thing is don't come at me with fake passion. If you don't want to win, don't pump the fake passion part, right? Don't scream at me like in the chat, yo, no, it's such and such or else, and then at the same time be like, yeah, man, we can wait 8 years for. Nah, because if you passionate and if it's urgent, then waiting 8 years ain't the thing. So if we could do the thing this way, build a young team with a sense of urgency, I'd be okay with that. Developing a young team with a sense of urgency. Right? But I don't think we're doing that either.
Can I ask a question to everyone? And this is like seating wise. What seating do you think we would be at if Julius Randle showed like effort and stuff the last two months? Like, where do you think we would be at just with him playing better?
Hey, dude, let me ask you a question. Where would this team be at if RJ Barrett didn't suck like a dog at the beginning of the season?
I mean, that was like for 3 weeks, but I'm talking about for 2 months.
Nah, it wasn't 3 weeks, bro. Nah,
it was 3 weeks.
It was 2.5 months.
No, it was not 2.5 months.
Yeah, he sucked like a dog.
But that's not the point, because I'm talking about our All-Star.
Kind of biased, right?
I'm not biased because I know during that time RJ hurt us, but I'm talking about the last 2 months. That's why I'm asking, because Julius Randle is our guy, right? That's why I'm asking this question. Is he not? Super Randle? Is he not?
He's Super Randle.
Okay, that's why I'm asking. I'm asking because even when RJ was playing bad, if Randle showed effort, I don't care. This is my point with Randle. I did not care if he was gonna miss shots. I just wanted to see effort and look like he cared to play the game. If this type
like a dog, RJ Barrett should have been benched.
He shouldn't have been benched, but
he should have been benched.
Are you gonna answer the question?
No, because you leading the witness.
I'm not. I'm asking a serious question.
No, you leading the witness. It's a anti Julius Randle bias.
It's not an anti Julius Randle bias. It's a serious question.
No, it's an
check this out, Duke. To answer your question, right? I'll answer your question. Okay, check this out. I'll show you something real quick. Just bear with me for 1 second. On and on.
Hank Breezo said Randall had full COVID. Oh my God, that's crazy.
According to Cleaning the Glass, Randall's expected win is -35. -35, meaning that when he's on the court, we're a 29-win team. We ain't too far away from that.
But not you, but people in general would not look to package Randall and RJ Barrett to go get a young.
No, stop! You can't say that because it's not realistic. Like it's
not realistic. It's not realistic to you.
Okay, I don't even know what to say with that question. I'm sorry.
It's not realistic to you, and I don't understand why you don't get. I don't understand. I'm lost.
I mean, the reality, guys, is that all the players have regressed this year.
Right.
From last year. That's the reality.
I said that on the show the last time, and you shut that down.
And we've been said that for months now. We just have to revisit. Sometimes we have to remind because, sometimes we isolate players and stuff like that. And the reality of the situation is that the whole organization has regressed from last year. How about that? Forget the players.
Wait, but Freezie, I have a question to you. You said to bench RJ. Who's gonna play defense for us? With Randall, you could, because people were saying to bench Randall. Randall wasn't showing effort or defense.
Right. So here we go with the round and round. It's the playground conversation. How you gonna say Quentin Grimes is a good defender and then at the same time say, well, who's gonna play the
Who said that?
Small forward? Wait a minute. Is Quentin Grimes a good defender?
Just a solid defender. I never say he's a good defender.
Okay, all right, never mind.
He's not there yet, but he's a solid defender in the NBA.
Never mind.
And you know I stand with this, so I don't even know why you said that.
So RJ Barrett is a better defender than Quentin Grimes, is what you're saying.
Right now he is.
Okay.
You could say one is more handsy, but
I can't believe I'm being asked this question. How has RJ regressed this year? I mean, but for the exception of January, I'm talking about at the beginning of the year he did. But I'm talking about for the year
he did 100%.
Let me finish. For the exception of January, there was a regression.
Right.
So I don't understand where this is like some crazy, take out of nowhere.
Right.
And if you look at the numbers from last year to this year, I understand this year's not done yet, but the numbers have gone down.
Yeah, the shooting percentages have gone down.
It's everybody. It's everybody.
Yeah, it's the whole organization.
Right. So the point that I'm getting at, man, is that you can't blame this one player, Julius Randle, for the regression of everybody else.
I'm not blaming him though. That wasn't the point of the question.
You asked, you said, yo, where would this team be at if Julius Randle had went out there and played?
Yeah, that was my only question. I'm just asking if it was just Julius Randle. You could ask the same with RJ if you want, but I'm asking with Julius Randle because Julius Randle's was a lot longer, and it was more based on effort as well, and just like lack of like showing like he cared for the game. That's why I'm asking that.
Yeah, so it's perception.
Oh my god. Just don't answer the question. It's fine.
So let me do this real quick, guys. Just real quick for the chat because I just can't believe what I'm seeing. So last year he shot 44% for the field, right?
Yep.
This year he's shooting 41. Last year he shot.
That means down.
Yes, Freezie means down. 3-point percent. He shot 40% last year, and this year he's at 35.
That's down.
His free throw percentage last year was at 75%, and this year it's at 69.5.
That's down.
He averaged 5.8 rebounds last year. He's at 5.7 this year. He averaged 3-point assists last season. He's at 2.6 this year, and he's averaging more turnovers this year. So I'm saying the numbers have boosted up a bit because he had a really good January. And just to be fair to RJ Barrett, because as you guys know, I try to be fair with everybody. Okay, RJ Barrett, I got you. This was his numbers in January. He had a great January. I'm the one that called it out and say that the keys are in his hand.
Right.
In early January, I called it out. Craziness. January, 22 points a game. Shot 40% from three, 44% from the field, 6 rebounds, and 3.2 assists in January. And so far this month, he's had a couple of games where he struggled. That's fine. He's at 20, but it's only 4 games within the month. He's still at 25 a game, 37% from three, 39% from the field, 5 rebounds, 3.5 assists, and only 1.8 turnovers. So his turnovers really went down this month so far.
Right. And so what I want to chalk that up to is the development of a young player. But let's not act like this up and down didn't happen. The up and down did happen. RJ played like a donkey at the beginning of the season. It happened. Right? That's real life. You can't rewrite history because of what you like. Right? And the same thing with Randall's. Randall's numbers are down, bro. Down. But he's bouncing back. It happened. We can't rewrite history because of what our preferences are.
But that's not the point. Is that Randall has played good for the last 5 games, right? Am I right? Can everyone agree with that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
He's played great on the West Coast trip, I think, except for yesterday. I didn't
RJ has played good the last month and a half, right? We can all agree on that. Okay,
I would say his scoring is up.
I would say he's playing better basketball in general too. His field goal, even though it's not the best, I mean, he's struggling with field goal. But other than that, I think he's been playing good. I'm asking this because this is my thing. The last month and a half. Forget the beginning of the season. The beginning of the season was different because there was everyone was bad in the beginning of the season. Randall was bad, RJ was bad, everyone was bad.
Right.
But I'm asking about recently, the last month and a half. That's why I said the last 2 months, the last month and a half. If Randall could have showed me at least effort and at least, put up a little bit more shots, he was looking more to be aggressive, we would be in a better position. That's my point. I'm not saying the whole season, because the whole season, the beginning, everyone was playing trash. That's why I asked that question. I'm not asking about RJ the beginning of the season. I'm not asking about all these guys in the beginning of the season. I'm asking recently.
Well, fellas, gotta go. I got a show later on at 4 p.m. NBA 101. So look out for us. Put your notification bell on. Subscribe to the Lawrence Tears channel. And I will see y'all guys later.
All right,
Peace
boss.
out, sir.
All right,
So
peace.
I think a good question, you know, and y'all made me think of this when y'all were talking about it, is that, you know, well, actually, I've been thought about this, but you just reminded me. Should Julius Randle or RJ Barrett be on the same team next season? Is it a good fit?
Yes. In Utah.
No, I'm still fine with I'm getting Randall out of here. Randall didn't look like he wanted to play for the Knicks, so he could go, to be honest.
Bro, okay.
You could ask the people in the chat. He didn't look like he wanted to play for the Knicks prior to these 5 games. I'm not gonna talk about body language and stuff because you said not to. I'm just saying.
No. I can't stop you from talking, bro. You're a man. I can't stop you from talking. I'm just what I say about certain things is that certain things are just old and we beat it to death and we don't come up with new stuff. So why do a new show and talk about old stuff? That's what I'm getting at. You know, with that stuff. If it's not original, bro, why do it? Why rock it? We're not doing a service. We're not doing any good to Knicks fans if we're just gonna talk about Julius Randle body language all the time, or Thibodeau's rotations all the time. When you ain't bringing that fresh to the table, don't come to the table. That's what I'm saying, bro. I'm not disrespectful to you like that, bro. You my man. You my man, bro. And that's always gonna be. I'm not telling you what you can and can't say. I don't do that. I don't put filters on people. You know what I'm saying? What I'm saying is if we gonna have a conversation that's productive, bro, let's just have one with open minds and fruitful conversations. That's all. That's all I'm saying. And two, and what I noticed though, with your anti-Randall slander though, is you didn't mention how bad your sophomores are struggling this season, bro.
Oh no, trust me, I haven't said it here because you said you were talking about the development thing, and then you said to move away from it. I would have been killing them. I'm telling you this right now.
Right.
If you want to, I could do it right now because I could kill them right now.
The sophomores look terrible, bro. And
yeah,
so when you couple the sophomores, Randall, RJ, Noel, and Taj always being hurt, right? Derrick Rose being out for a significant portion of the season, Kemba Walker playing every other game, and Evan Fournier showing up every 4th game. How can you just put the blame on Randall?
I'm not just putting it on him.
I think the problem with the sophomores is that they're just playing out of position. I mean, or they're playing out of style of what got them to this level. And I think that's just the big problem with it. And that goes into coaching, staff, organization. That goes into the whole thing.
And Freezie, I know you were saying about the thing yesterday to not blame Tibbs, because I'm not going to blame him with this part, but I'm trying to say, I know people think that Obi, I think you're going to agree with me, Freezie. I think people thought Obi should have played more yesterday, but I think he would have got it. I was fine with Taj playing more than him because he would have gotten killed by Nurkic.
Yeah.
Easily. Yeah. Nurkic would have dropped 30 and 20 on him. He was not guarding that. And Taj at least put an effort against that. And Mitch couldn't even guard him either. So I feel like there's no way you could have played him more yesterday.
And Sims should have been playing more than 5 minutes.
Yeah, he got 2 quick fouls. That's why he got taken out, though.
That's
but
okay.
Yeah, he could have.
You know, like this quick yank thing, dude. You're down players.
Yeah, you're down players.
He has the physicality in order, as you saw. Nurkic could not back him down. Nurkic had to do these elbow drops on him to get space on him.
Right.
So it's like, why would you not do it?
And the thing with IQ, you notice how he's playing less minutes now.
Yeah.
You know, people were quick to call him the next Dame last year after a solid rookie year. They were doing all this Trae Young. I don't know. People were saying that last year. But you look at him now, and he has ruined his opportunity so much this season by just being a bonehead in certain scenarios. I think we could all agree on this. Everyone in the chat, he could have easily been starting if he made better decisions throughout the season. Right. Especially the last 15, 20 games.
The Cam Reddish is streaking for a dunk and or streaking towards the rim, he jacks up a
And
three.
and he doesn't pass the ball. That was crazy. But like I've said this before, he has horrible core vision. He's been better at making passes, but he has horrible core vision. The thing that has killed him the most when opportunity comes is that he's jacking up unnecessary shots. His field goal has been down. He's jacking up unnecessary shots. So I think that loses trust with him and Tibbs. And then that's why he's not getting as many minutes. And I think he's hurting himself.
He's having an identity crisis.
Right.
I mean, I understand, but he wants to be a PG, and that's what he's playing right now. So I can't really say that.
Emmanuel quickly went out and said, "I want to be the point guard."
He said I'm a PG. He said that in the summer league. I don't care what anyone says.
Multiple times, yeah.
Oh no, he's smoking that.
That's why I'm saying that. He said he wants to be a PG. They were telling him, people say you're a combo guard, you're this or that. What do you think you are? He's like, I'm a point guard. I know I'm a point guard.
Right.
Nah, he tripped.
That's why I'm saying that. He ruined his own position. I know he plays better off the ball in certain scenarios, especially with D-Rose, but he has hurt himself in this light, especially this year. He has regressed, obviously. And then Obi, I don't know what to say with Obi, to be honest. I know he hasn't gotten fair minutes, but at the same time, there's just scenarios where you can play him and there's scenarios where you can insert him. But I feel like it's more negative than positive. I don't know. And D-Rose is out too, so that took a lot away from him. But it's just bad that you have to rely on D-Rose for a different player to at least produce a little.
Right. That means the player himself is limited. If the situation for you to succeed has to be ideal, that means you're limited.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. So I was just about to get out of here, man. But Chuck Allen is in the building. What's good?
Salute, gentlemen. How's everybody doing this Sunday afternoon?
Man, how you doing?
Good, bro. Yeah, how are you?
Better. Thanks, brothers, for asking. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
I just wanted to come on and ask a question because I was looking in the chat and you asked a question earlier about what elite skills that RJ brought to the table. And someone said elite leadership. Well, a couple people said it. And I asked in the chat, well, what is elite leadership? Because I've never heard of that category being placed on a player as they have subpar leadership, average leadership, above average, and elite. Those are never categories that are being talked about. So I was just wondering, what is elite leadership? What does it look like? Can I get an example of it?
How'd that go?
No one answered. That's why I came on the video chat.
Hey, Chuck, Chuck, I can answer that. Right. My sister had a friend from college that had a crush on me. She saw me before and I never saw her. Right. And my sister was like, yo, one of my friends from school want to holler at you. And I was like, oh yeah? So what's she like? And my sister was like, she can cook like a mug. I was like, is she pretty? She was like, she can iron some clothes, bro. Her clothes be clean. Right? And I was like, what's she like? What she look like? You know what I'm saying? My sister was like, yo, she made us mac and cheese one time, and we ate mac and cheese all night long. Right? And so I'm like, okay. And then I see her, and I'm like, hey, girl, how you doing? And she's like, I'm so excited. This blah, 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 blah. and she was going to graduate in like the top 10 of their class and all kind of stuff. But that is what we are doing about RJ Barrett, right? Like when you ask what elite skill does he have, they don't say, well, you know, he's got a 47-inch vertical. You know, he's blazing fast. You know, his handles are super tight. You know, he shoots 40% from 3, right? You know, he shoots 90% from the free throw line. They say stuff like, he can get to the basket. Well, can he finish when he get there? No. So how? What? That's what it is, Chuck. That's what it is. It's the made up thing. It's the made up thing. Like RJ don't have an elite skill, which is okay, because Jimmy Butler doesn't have one elite skill, but he's a great NBA player, right? Jimmy Butler's not going to cross you up. He's not going to jump out the gym. You know, he's not going to do certain things, but he's polished all around. He's a really good all around player, a great player.
Right.
Right. But when we ask about RJ, I think in our zest to, or is zest the word? No. In our wanting RJ to be great, we highlight stuff that maybe is not so great. Like RJ Barrett with the hell out of that Knicks uniform. What's his elite skill though?
To answer your question, okay, go ahead. I was just going to answer it with a player comparison.
Okay.
Chris Paul is an elite leader in this league.
Yeah.
Okay.
Draymond too.
Draymond is an elite leader. Absolutely. Good call.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted clarity on it. It's not even to bash RJ or bring him down or anything in that fashion. But when I saw that, I immediately was like, that sounds like BS. Because elite leadership is leadership. Here's why I'm just going to give a small pushback on that. Chris Paul is an elite basketball player with elite IQ. So his leadership comes from, I can do this, so you should be able to do it too. I'm going to demand excellence from you, because every day that I lace them up and step on the court, you're going to get excellence from me. Now, that's a little bit, in my mind, is a little bit different than saying, you know, a guy is elite because he can get in someone's face and get their mind right or tell them where they're wrong. I'm like, anybody can do that. We saw the videographer do that and then get his laptop slapped. You know, it's very easy to, you know, to say something to someone, but to get them to follow you is different. You understand what I'm saying? Like, great leaders don't have to coax a guy into doing something. I don't want to disappoint our guy. I know what I need to do, so therefore I do it. Draymond Green doesn't have to yell in nobody's face to get people to play well. Draymond Green has elite rebounding. I can't even say the will to win, because someone else said the will to win, like an elite will to win. I think that's a ridiculous statement too. Like, people come out and not want to win. Like, man, just getting the check today.
Right.
Like, I think if you really don't have anything to say, just shut up. Stop making up stuff in the chat. That's just point blank, period. I don't really have anything else to say. I just wanted to get clarity on that point. Y'all can, you know, play semantics all you want in the chat, but if you don't have anything to say, just shut up. Don't make up stuff. Peace.
So he made me think of something.
Let me read the super chat first, real quick.
Yeah, of course.
Hank Breezel says, I don't think IQ doing what Deuce is in the G League. Okay.
I have an elite skill that I think RJ has. That I think a lot of players in the league should have more of it. I think RJ has elite resiliency. I think that no matter what goes wrong for him, he comes up the next game or the next practice session and he just works on his craft. And he just builds on it because I think he knows inside his head, as long as he keeps on doing it, the results are going to show. And I think that's resiliency. And I think that's a mental strength and an emotional strength. And I think he has that.
Yeah, and another thing, you could have an elite skill at something, but you could still not be a good basketball player. You could be a guy that can't put everything all together to try to figure it out. So I don't think it's bad. Like, it's not crazy that he's not elite at something like that, like skill wise, because you could get elite as you grow, depending on what it is. But I think it's more important right now that he's, I would say, good in a lot of aspects. Like he's like meshed in with like other stuff. Like he's good at a good amount of things, and he's not like elite. It's fine. I'd rather him be good in multiple things than be elite at one thing.
Right. Anthony Bennett had a lot of elite NBA skills.
Yeah.
And he was trash. So I get that. I get that part of it. I don't dispute that. But y'all, we gotta get out of here, man. We've been rocking for 3 hours. I was thinking we was only gonna do 90 minutes on Super Bowl Sunday.
How dare you?
Yeah.
As Freezie says that, let me get my man in here real quick.
Yeah. Charlie Ward cousin. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm just joking. So I'm gonna get out of here. Thank y'all for the conversation, man. I know the conversation took a lot of twists and turns and a lot of different directions. Just want to leave y'all with this though. At the end of the day, man, I just want the Knicks to win and win big. I want a championship, man. I just want some championships in here. Because you watch other organizations win championships. The Milwaukee Bucks, what the hell's going on? The Toronto Raptors, all these non-traditional teams are winning NBA championships, and the Knicks can't win. Come on, bro. The NBA, you have to hit the reset button. The Knicks deserve a championship. Anyway, I'm out of here. Check out NBA 101 in a few minutes with Stephadon and Soulfinger. They're gonna chop it up. Good luck with your Super. Hope y'all enjoy y'all Super Bowl Sunday. I'll see y'all in the morning. Peace.
All right, peace.
Peace out.
Peace.